Sunday. We just got a few more. I keep measuring the time we got to wait until you know when kickoff. Even the Hall of Fame game, I can't wait. And then the first preseason game we haven't had in a long time, and we got real surprises coming because there's a lot of guys to see in preseason. Okay, let's not get ahead of ourselves because I'm talking about DeMeco, former Niners DC, Robert Saleh, who is currently the new head coach of the Jets, landed that job due to his development of a devastating Niners defense, right? And we all agree. The newly appointed DC, DeMeco Ryans, of whom assisted Saleh, vows to pick up the tempo of an already fast defense. Say what? Really? So the more I think about that, the more I think, the hell? What are you gonna do? Really? Because they look like hell before. What are they going to look like now? Also, head coach Kyle Shanahan predicts a bit less conservative action from the newly appointed DC. Tonight, taking your phone calls for your thoughts on what new Niners dynamics are you expecting to see stand out on DeMeco fence. Because the more I think about that, what are you going to put our guys on some kind of drug? I mean, they were already kicked butt. Oh, by the way, and since we're talking about DeMeco fence today, what was kept quiet up until this past week, Nick Bosa was indeed on hand as an onlooker during the 49ers offseason workout program. Nobody ever said anything about that. The 49ers must be the most cloak and dagger team in the NFL. And by the way, if you see an article by Matt Florio, who was seemingly extremely pissed off with the 49ers because of the embarrassment that they forced upon the media during draft time by having everybody talking about they're going to get Mac Jones, which Kyle found amusing and said it so in a conversation. Well, I'll tell you more about that in a minute, but it's funny. Florio gets really hostile at the end of his article. Just check it out. It's hilarious. I love seeing Florio being PO. That's just God, what a rush. God, I love that. If I could just see his face when he's writing that. God, he was pissed. Anyway, the goal wasn't for Nick to participate in any on-field work. The plan was to have him in the building for the final weeks of the off-season workout program and the team's 3-day minicamp and potentially be available when the team reconvenes for training camp next month. Nothing wrong with that. They just didn't say anything about it. I thought he was still down in Florida hanging out with his mom and eating a lot and working out. Niners are hoping for a similar outlook for D Ford. Oh, really? Ford spent much of the offseason rehabbing at the Niners team facility in Santa Clara before continuing his rehab offsite under the guidance of a specialist, which is already worrisome in itself. Just that last wording, with a specialist, it's disturbing. There's nothing there's no positive gain in your thought process when you hear that, other than, Given the uncertainty of Ford's availability, the Niners signed former Rams outside linebacker Samson Ebukam earlier this offseason. As you know, Ebukam is slotted to fill the role of a speed rusher off the edge. A different function than his Sam linebacker role that he played with the Rams. Ebukam's resume includes 14 sacks and 28 quarterback hits over his 4 NFL seasons in L.A. That's not all that impressive, but the Niners are anticipating for those numbers to grow with his new opportunity to do less reading and just go get the mofo, boy, get him, And with that kind of thing, he's got all he needs to be what we want him to be. We'll see, though. Because in the Niners seek and destroy D, that's what we're asking for. Don't do anything more than destroy what's in front of you and go get that dude trying to throw the ball. Disrupt him, make him crazy. Make him believe that next time the ball snaps, it could be his last moments on this planet. That's what we want from you, Sosa. Niners hope that Ibukum, of whom is 6'3", 246 pounds, has a similar build to Ford, who's 6'2", 252, will offer a similar skill set off that edge. And at this hour, it's not certain if Ford will be available when the team reconvenes next month. The Niners have been pleased with his progress, however, and remain hopeful that he'll be able to contribute in the near future. Key words here: hopeful. With hopes of a healthy Ford, Ibukum could add more depth and rotation along the D-line in 2021, which would be of a huge value at that position. You can give Sosa be like, if Nick needs a breather, he can go over there. Between downs, because Eric Armstead's going to be the guy that protects the edge most of the time on the rundown. But, Ibukum can still play it back to Sam. He can do a lot of things. He's got versatility. I mean, that's what we're going to want to use him for, like they did for the Rams. Only he's going to be a little different mindset in San Francisco. Why? Because we play better defense in San Francisco than they do in Los Angeles. That's just a fact. Rudy, don't at me, man. But I'm just keeping my, Coach Shanahan said about the situation, I'm just keeping my fingers crossed, and I'm hoping D can come ready to go training camp, and hopefully he can help us out this year, unquote. By the way, also, FYI, according to PFF, Eric Armstead's 88.3 run defense grade is fourth best amongst edge defenders over the last 2 seasons. I said run. One thing Eric Armstead did, he does set the edge. You come rolling around there thinking you go tear things up. Eric can have you up in the air, down on the ground in a second. I'm looking for a way bigger presence from Armstead this season if he is surrounded by talent. Dude's just a flat-out monster. I know I'll get an argument and push back from that. We need to cut his salary, and we find a way to trade him. I think sometimes people, their knee-jerk reactions really should be quiet, is what I do think. I don't mean to make you mad. I'm just saying. It's just something I don't agree with. Don't make judgments so quickly. I did this because word on the street is that when the Niners line up on defense this season under the direction of Coach DeMeco Ryans, they might be taking more risks than they did over the past 4 seasons under the guidance of previous DC, Bobby Saleh. Me and Bobby got that kind of relation. I can call him Bobby. I still love that dude, man. And no disrespect to Bobby Saleh, who earned a reputation as one of the league's top DCs during his time with the Niners, which is why he is the Jets' new head coach. And we wish him luck, Bobby. Man, people go over there to die as coaches. Bobby, that was a huge challenge. Good luck to you, brah. But according to Coach Shanahan, Saleh liked to play it safe as a coordinator, which is something that could change this season. Now that DeMeco Fitz era is underway, Shanahan told Tim Kamakami of The Athletic during an interview on the most recent episode of Kamakami's TK show, quote, "I think you'll see DeMeco's personality come out a little bit more. DeMeco's an aggressive guy. I always mess with Saleh because I said I don't think he's ever lost $1 in his life gambling because Saleh doesn't want to gamble too much." And we saw that and talked about that a lot all the time. But we always got results, so you backed up off him. But it would have been interesting had Saleh wanted to ever step on the neck of a quarterback to get him to the point where he'd just be freaked out. It worked on golf, but I'm not sure if that had anything more to do with other than Nick Bosa and the boys just making golf feel like 7, 8, 7, 7, 8. Time. Jared, Garrett, there's nothing you can do. Coach can't help you. Just get ready to lay down. And what you should do is get limp before they grab that ass. He goes on to say, I think DeMeco will do that a little bit. Sometimes there's a little risk, and sometimes there's some reward also. We'll see how he finds his way with that. It takes time, though, but I don't think it's going to take DeMeco too long, unquote. DeMeco made it clear earlier this month that he'll be putting his own touches on the defense and won't be doing everything the exact way as Bobby Saleh. Taking more risk may indeed be part of that. Ryan said on June 2nd, a little bit after lunch, I want to know, as an attacking defensive line, I want to be known as an attacking defensive line. Our D-line is going to attack. Our linebackers are secondary. They're going to play with base fundamentals. We're going to play off our D-line. We're going to allow our D-line to get off the ball and attack. We're going to clean up things behind them, but we will be more aggressive attacking defense. Fam, here's my question tonight. You know what? Try to think like DeMeco if you could get into that kind of a mindset and come up with your own creations. This could be fun because my question is, wasn't this the red and gold trait that became famous under Bobby Saleh? I mean, our guys swarmed like bees around the QB, and by the time the ball was gotten rid of, we was already waiting on it. So I'm not sure what he means by that. I'm thinking, well, meanwhile, DeMeco has already established himself as a voice of authority in the locker room. His experience as a former Pro Bowl linebacker has made an impression on 49ers players, and Shanahan has used that to his advantage. And Shanahan told Kawakami that during his conversation about that, stating, I had him talk to our team. This is a quote. I had him talk to our team 2 days ago, just giving our team his opinion on how important these 40 days away are. He kind of gave his history as a player and talked about it as a coach. When he talks, people listen. When I say he's going to be a head coach, I mean it. It's just a matter of time for him. Fam, here's the thing. DeMeco has a huge advantage when you think about it. I don't want to overstate this, though. But he was like Fred Warner from day one when he stepped in the NFL. You know how Fred went out there and immediately he was just born a natural warrior and leader? You know, you don't step into the Mike position at linebacker and just know what you're doing. Fred did. And you know, it was hard to believe. DeMeco was the same way. So therefore, from where he sat, he knows everything a player is going to know about the game, right? This is why Bobby Saleh was the dude's mind. You know, he's my dude, man. But I'm thinking DeMeco may have an edge because he was out there taking the blows, giving the punishment, knowing how he got fooled here, knowing how he bested. All those things that come from being a player. DeMeco could be like Shanahan's worried. We could see a defense this year like he's not going to be, he ain't going to be Seifert, but I'm just saying, we could see something really special this year. And I'm trying to think of some of the ways that we may see. Some of the schemes and things like that he's got so much experience in, these can come into play when they're sitting down at the table coming up with ways to stop a defense. They sit there and watch a film or stop an offense. They can sit there and dissect film a little differently than Bobby Saleh and company can do. DeMeco and company. This could be special. I can't wait. So anyway, again, the question is, how can the defense be different? As DeMeco is going to say, I want to be known as an attacking defensive line. Our D-line is going to attack. Our linebackers and secondary, they're going to play with base fundamentals. We're going to play off our D-line. We're going to allow our D-line to get off the ball and attack. Seek and destroy. We're going to clean up things behind them, but we will be more aggressive attacking defense. I've got it figured out. It's going to be balls to the wall for that defensive line. They're not going to care about assignments. They're not going to care about nothing. The mom can be up in the stands yelling and screaming, "Go, Nicky, go!" Nick's not going to know it because all he's going to have is blood in his eyes. All he knows is what's in front of me has to be taken down. Now, with that in mind, hit your gap. Don't worry about your gap. Just get in there. You got to find one gap. But this is going to be fun to watch. Could it get so aggressive that we start feeling sorry for the offense? The offense that we're playing against. They're going to do that in camp. All right, guys. Please don't do it. Anyway. Oh, God. Hey, man. Hey, William Roberts, what's up? Ray Jr., what's up? Let's not get too up or down on our team. So let's stay cool and calm and collected because we know we will be back on top. Ray Jr., I know this. You know I always get overly excited, bruh. Matty says, hey, yo, Ronbo, shout out from Bend, Oregon and Gold Niners. Matty, Working on him, he says, DeMeco Ryans will be fine. Pro Bowl linebacker, more press man, different looks rather than a cover 3 every day, every play. And he's a player coach. That's what I'm talking about. There's going to be things that he knows about that Saleh would never dream of. G-Rod, DeMeco is gonna bring the heat and power. Dang, fam, can't wait. Woo! Oh, I should do it like Ric Flair. Woo! William Bowden. All respect you, Ronbo and the faithful. Thanks, fam. Hey, Sim. How you doing, lady? Oh, man. Yeah, I did see. By the way, let's go ahead and get this out of line, get this out right now. Because as you know, Rudy wanted to talk about his new edition. And you know what? I can actually confirm that has been said. The guys from the UCF, Jacob Harris has agreed to a 4-year, $33.9 million deal with the Rams. Harris was selected in the 4th round of the 2021 NFL Draft with the number 141 overall pick. He was among 9 players selected by the Rams in this year's draft. How do you when you're that big and you run a 4th? I don't understand how come people waited till the 4th round. Does nobody know about him, or is there something we should know, Rudy? The deal pays an average of $994,836, with a $99,344 of that contract guaranteed, according to contract details obtained by Sport Track. Harris also receives a $499,344 signing bonus, 6'5", 219, and he does run the 40-yard dash in 4.39. Okay, I'm scared, Rudy. I'm telling you right now, I am terrified. I know that's what Rudy wants to hear. Be scared, fam. Jamie, get in there, Jamie. Jamie. Hey, Big Show! Hey, well, Coach Ryans do away with the wide 9. Didn't always work in our favor when facing mobile QBs. Can't wait to see Hurston Key on the D. God, it's a good question. You know something, no show? DeMeco's not going to do anything to undermine what Chris Kasurk has got established. Wasn't last year, 2019 was the first year we ran the Ride 9. Last year we kind of failed at it for a number of reasons. We were good at 2019. I think I want to see it for a little while longer, show. Hey, Jamie.
Yeah, I don't think he's getting rid of that.
Yeah, I think they'll keep that show because I think we're more effective with that than we were without it on most occasions. But Jamie, I want to hear what you guys say about the defense. But the speedster we were looking for.
Yeah.
The Rams must have got him. Jacobs runs a 4.39. You know how we want a less than a 4.4 guy.
Yeah.
And,
Harris.
6'5". I guess we missed out.
Yeah. That's the guy I was telling you last time. Last show I didn't call in, but I was messaging down there. That's the dude I was talking about.
Okay. So the Rams. So Jamie respects him. I respect him. So I guess we do need to be concerned. Okay.
Yeah, we need to pay attention to the guy. I mean, he's not a world beater yet, but we need to pay attention to him.
But he's got all the tools to be dangerous, though. That's a tall dude.
Yeah.
He can run that fast.
And he's fast. Yeah. Yeah.
And
the 49ers, they were down there looking at him, too. I found him by reading an article that said the Niners are looking at this guy. Which
we could have picked him up.
Even makes me a little more angry.
We could have picked him up in the 3rd round instead of picking up that running back. Well, you know what? Well, let's see what happens because we may be able to deal with this kid.
Yeah.
So let's not be too concerned. I'm not too worried about that. Our defense is still the quarterback's gonna have to throw the ball, and let's see if he gets the ball.
He's gonna have to show us that we got to worry about him before we actually worry about him.
You know what I'm saying? Jimmy, how about this defense though? Because the more I think about it, it's kind of interesting to know that DeMeco's going to add a wrinkle to this defense that we haven't seen before. What would that look like? A defense that's actually coming in harder than they were before.
I've got a picture in my head Bukum or whatever that we got from the Rams.
Mm.
You know how he used to sit out there and just hang out and hold the edge there.
Mm-hmm.
I got a feeling that there's going to be a lot of pressure coming off the other side with Bosa,
Mm-hmm.
and they're going to run that quarterback right into Bukum every time, and he's just going to be standing there just plowing him. That's what I got in my head.
I picture the same thing. It's looking like some kind of medieval war going on out there with guys running at another warrior with a big axe in their hand.
Yeah.
Because how do you pump that
one
up
extra
even
guy
higher?
on Bosa's side and they're burnt. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think that's what DeMeco's talking. He's talking about bringing a different guy every time,
And keeping a surprise element going on all times. A little more disguising in the secondary as well. Because now you got guys like the Shark who actually can move on instinct. Because we have those kind of players now. The maturity level could lead them. DeMeco could put some of those guys on their own sometimes. Guys like Klosky T and the Shark. These guys can do a lot of damage now because there's not much they don't know about the NFL and what people do on offense.
Yeah. And, Greenlaw's a stocky little dude, and DeMeco's running the defense now, so he's going to be making the play calls, so he might get a little more rushing in there, too.
Mm-hmm. And he's got
Greenlaw,
great speed.
he might be able to burst through there and smash some people out, too.
So you're thinking it's going to be a surprise element at all times, and that could really work well because you can't plan for that. If I'm a coach and I see that film this week, there's nothing I can do about that. I don't know what he's going to do on every given play. That's it.
Yeah, not if there's a different guy coming each time, and don't do it all the time. Just whenever you think you need you can make a drive, stop, and play. Bring a different guy.
Yeah. Especially your edge, because we got
and
athletic
rotate the backfield
guys.
behind you. Yeah.
And we got really athletic guys now. When you look at your edge rushers, we're going to play a little more press defense because, Mosley and Verrett, if you pull them out of a zone situation, they can be very effective. One reason I like both of those guys in the position yard, it used to be long, plug up the lanes, we're going to play a zone. There'll be, we're going to put a bunch of trees out there that they can't see through the forest to find their receivers. Now we got stingers that dare you to throw the ball. So we can play that defense.
And even Ambry's good on press, too.
Oh, that's why they drafted him, Jamie.
He's sticky.
We got to wait and see, though, on Diamador because Debo kind of exposed him for the drill that they had. So I'm not sure if they can fix him.
He can't keep up.
Yeah, he's not fast.
Well, he can be good, maybe press nickel or something on the crossing routes, but I don't know if you want him chasing anybody down the field.
Yeah, because somebody pointed out, because I was getting so overly carried away about him, what he did to Watkins, that he could get flagged. If he's going to play that kind of defense, he's handsy. And, you get down past that 5 yards and you're still handsy. The refs will throw a flag, right? Especially you're a rookie. They're not going to give you a break.
Yeah.
So
that's not the stuff. We don't need none of that because then that messes up our whole system.
Yep. Remember Dante Johnson?
Can you hear the rain in the background up here?
Are you getting rain? Hard?
Yeah, dude, it's been pouring for like 2 days, 3 days, 2.5 days or something. Listen, it's just soaking up here in Washington.
Man. The Seattle area, are you near the Hawksville? Because Seattle is famous for the rain.
Yeah.
Don't you get that often?
Not last year. Last year was really dry, and then we had that wildfire right down the road from my house. I live out in the woods.
Oh, okay.
I live between Vancouver and Seattle and whatnot.
I got a friend who lives up in Salem, and the first time I went to that area, he was nestled out in a very foresty area. I said, wow, you talk about nature. Yeah. This is gorgeous, man. You see the snowdrops. Really? Ooh, I didn't even know snowdrops in this area.
I'll take a picture of my yard. I'll take a picture of my yard and put it on Twitter. You can take a look at it, dude. I come down my driveway and disappear from the world.
And it's beautiful stuff, man. Well, Jamie.
Yeah.
Rudy's now going to continue to bother us about his 6'5", 4'3", guys.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's all right.
Well, he ain't good yet. He's gonna have to prove that he's good.
Yeah.
So, calm down, Rudy.
Yeah. Besides, we're we're going to be doing things now that he's not going to help. They're going to still have to rely on their starters and the guys that have been around for a while. You get that kid out there, and we start busting him up because he doesn't weigh. He's not heavy,
Yeah.
so you fold him up like
No,
a
he's
chair a
skinny, dude.
couple of times, and he'll calm down. We'll fix him up.
Yeah.
So I'm not worried about
All right,
that.
Rumble.
All right, fam. Hey, see you tomorrow night for Monday Night Raw.
Okay, I'll be there.
All right, Jamie. Have a good night, fam.
Thanks, man.
Shabazz. They're talking to Shabazz. Shabazz, get in here, man.
Ronbo.
Shabazz. Fam.
Man, I'm just dozing off right before I get to go to my last shift, but I'm listening to you and I'm excited, man.
I tell you, man, because we all make a big deal about how we love this game, and everybody talks about the sexy guys over on offense. But you know what? A good defense can steal a show in a minute. You know what I'm saying? I'm thinking, DeMeco, I don't know what he's going to do to these guys, but he's determined to make it a different defense than we already see. And Shabazz, quite frankly, I was impressed with the defense before DeMeco started talking like this. What in the world is he going to do to make us even more crazy?
Well, it's gonna be basic, but it's gonna have the good quarterback still having to guess. So it ain't gonna never be the same, okay? It's gonna be that man added in there. Those coverages will be disguised. You'll get those blitzes from guys like K1. It's gonna be real peppery for him, and I like it. And knowing him, when he was a player, he was a Pro Bowl caliber player. He was Rookie of the Year.
Mm-hmm.
So, like you said, getting to break down those film sessions with Shanahan, it's gonna be something coming in. We'll get a little quick taste week 1, but yeah, it'll never be the same. That's a good thing, and I always like, from a player perspective, somebody that understands the game, like what you said earlier.
Yes.
I'm gonna just piggyback on that.
Yes.
That has been on the field, because he'll be able to convey that what he sees to Fred Warner, to the captain, who's, you got to think, he's coming into his 4th year now, 5th year, 4th year or 5th year. Warner,
Fred,
this is it.
It's 4th year because it's contract year.
Yeah, this is it. This is gonna be, like he said, we're not having no more losing years, Ronbo. Period. So yeah, that defense. I mean, not to give too much away to the haters that's always in there, but yeah, we're gonna be flying to the ball. We're gonna be flying to the ball.
Gambling.
Definitely.
And
Definitely.
you know what? And Kyle Shanahan, you know how he is. When he said Robert Saleh never lost a dollar by gambling on a sure thing, right? So he was a little more conservative in an approach. And he likes DeMeco. And what you identified what a lot of people call a gamble. DeMeco probably knows, no, it's not a gamble. I'm going to tell you right now, I've done it before. It's going to work. And just like you're saying, DeMeco knows what he's doing. If he says that's going to work, it most likely is not a gamble. It's going to work.
Right, and with who he has on the field. With Warner on the field, they'll be able to change things right there. Warner, like I said, he'll be in his 4th year. He'll be calling the plays, and he'll be his eyes and ears. And when it's time to change, it'll give somebody a look that they think they're going to get, where they think the blitz is coming, and then, you'll see. The blitz look like it's coming, and the slot corner may look like he's coming in, and it'll be a fake blitz, and that quarterback turns around and throw a quick screen like they threw a lot on us, and you'll see K1, like Jimmy Williams did years ago against the Bears, snatch it and take it to the house, because it's not a blitz. So it's going to be mixed up. It's going to definitely be mixed up. And it's always good, because now you ain't got no tape on him. You ain't got no tape on what we're going to do.
And if you do it, that can help you none. Because that was last week's program. This week we've changed the entire program and the makeup due to the fact that your quarterback is a little different than the last quarterback we played. We got some things for him too.
Right.
See, that's like you said. That's what comes from being a player. Now you've got an endless amount of ways to attack. So 49ers be saying things like, 50 million ways to die. Choose your death wish.
Choose one. Choose one. Yeah, it's gonna be good, man. I'm excited, man. And Ronbo, shout out to you, man, for doing what you do, man.
Thanks,
I ain't called in, man. I just been working on the weekend like usual.
Yeah.
and just been busy. But I've been seeing. I'm like, man, let me give my guys a call, man. See what's going
Hey,
on with the rest of the empire.
Shabazz, man, because it's always a joy to hear from you, fam. So, yeah, good. All right. Ah,
Likewise, man. Hey, man. Shout out to my boy Lee that's in Cali. Shout out to my people that's in Tennessee and Mississippi. I'm gonna get with this year because I will be at that Bears game in Chicago, and I'll be talking plenty of mess. And man, let's go, bang bang, night of game.
Shabazz, I just realized something. Your people, do you know Papa Dragon? Y'all would hit it off. Yeah, somehow we got to get y'all together, man. Papa Dragon's over in Tennessee, and man, I bet y'all would be just like, they'd have to like call security if got both of y'all in the stands at the same time. Boy. We got two troublemakers sitting up in the stands. See the two big guys sitting right there? Yeah, get some more help over here.
Pure trouble, Ronbo. Pure trouble, man.
That'd be hilarious. Oh man, good to hear from you, fam. You add anything else?
No, that's about it, man. Just hey, man, just checking in and just I'm trying to stay checking in a little bit more consistent, and I'm just excited, man. I'm excited.
Appreciate that, Shabazz, because as we get closer to the season, it's gonna get crazy, especially about 3 weeks when it gets closer to camp time. Boy, tell you. All right, fam. I'm looking forward to hearing from you as soon as possible. Don't overwork yourself out there, Shabazz. Hard work, because I used to tell my dad.
I don't let it work me too hard, Ronbo.
I
sleep, rest, and go some more.
There you go. Because I used to tell my dad every summer when he insisted I go get a job before I started laying around and clowning and acting fool. Boy, you got to get a job. You ain't going to be laying up here, Dad. Listen, here's the thing. Hard work is going to be here long after I'm dead and gone. So, you can just think about me right now. And he told me, but you know what? You go be gone from here before then if you don't. Them days, the conversations. We should have filmed them silly clips. Yeah, my dad was a guy he was a contractor, man. He had me out there, Shabazz. But you ever push concrete with a shovel?
No, Ronbo. That's hard work. I don't do hard work, Ronbo.
Man, my mama had to get him off of me. God. Anyway, fam.
That's hard work, man.
It
but
is.
hey, for sure, I'm gonna check back in with you, Ronbo.
All right, fam. Be looking forward to it. All right, Shabazz. Have a great night, fam.
All right.
And Big Show says DeMeco needs to do better. I didn't see. Show JJ has using your name now. First he was just calling himself the Big Show. Now he's. You guys got to stop it. Stop it. That's the contribution. Hey, Zeus.
Rombo.
Hey, Zeus, come on in, man. You know what you need to do after you acknowledge your boys? You need to talk about what is behind door 1, 2, and 3. For its 49ers defense. For each team we play, the Micos be standing up there and says, pick door number 1, number 2, or number 3. One may be less painful than the other. Which one do you want, Rams? Hawks? You don't get a choice. You take door number 2. Kyle says DeMeco's going to be that gambling man out there, the Riverboat King. And DeMeco says, we're going to move faster. We're going to clean up things, but that defensive line has one assignment and one assignment only. Kill. Hey, Zeus, get on in there, man. Oh, love it.
I'd like to give a shout out to my brother Eddie E. And I'd like to give a shout out to my homies Chad Garrison, Joshua, and all my other homies in here, And I'd like to give a shout out to little Raider Carlos, you know what I'm saying? My little son in here. I'm over here going back and forth with him, telling him that the Raiders have sucked for 2 decades, Rombo. And I'm over here telling Joseph Smiley, because he's like, you guys are delusional. It sounded like a broken record, all bark but no bite. You know what I'm saying?
I know. It's a pathetic display all the time. But Jesus, man, your defense, man, can you imagine? Is there a way to reassign Nick Bosa? You know what I'm thinking? Nick Bosa could take the JJ role, JJ, as you know, can roll up up the line anywhere he wants. Can Nick pick and choose where he sees a fish? Because, man, Watts used to kill me on them clips. Watts used to, like, they put the mic on him. Hey, guys, you're going to get some help over here because this guy's definitely not going to get it done. Watts would just came in from taking the quarterback.
Ronbo.
Right? Huh?
Our boy Bosa could take two guys at a single time. You know what I'm saying? Bosa was getting double teamed and he was still getting sacks out there. Like, people just don't get, man, that Nick Bosa is a freak of nature. I'm not just saying it because he's on the Niners, but Max Crosby, the reason why he gets sacked is because he gets one-on-one. People take him one-on-one, and Max Crosby sometimes, he loses. Nick Bosa is way better than Max Crosby.
Oh, God. There's not
and
even in the same
he's more athletic
class.
and more talented.
Oh.
There's a reason why that Nick Bosa was drafted in the first and Max Crosby was drafted in the fifth. Not saying, you can't be a good player drafted in the fifth, but game recognizes game, Ronbo.
Thank you.
That's why. Yeah. That's all I got to say.
And also, Max Crosby's you know what? I'll put Max Crosby one-on-one. I'll put him up against Eric Armstead. You know what I'm saying? That's not a comparison with Nick. No, they're not even in the same class. Stop it. No way.
I wouldn't mind having Max
year.
Crosby. I wouldn't mind having Max Crosby. I think Max Crosby is good, but he ain't no Bosa. You saying that Max Crosby is better than Bosa? That's like saying freaking that'd be like just saying AJ Jenkins is Jerry Rice. You know what I'm saying?
There's a gap. That's a gap.
Exactly. That's more than a gap. That's not even the same sport, Ronbo.
Well, you could build a whole city. You could build a city in that gap.
you could build a country, Ronbo. You know what I'm saying? That's not even the same argument.
God, that's
That'd
another
be
way
like
you can laugh at
saying,
AJ Jenkins. God, that was not funny at the time. Man. But anyway, what are some of the surprises? What are some of the surprises the man could be talking about? DeMeco, some of the gambles. What is that going to be like? It's going to be funny.
I just really hope that he could just make our defensive line more aggressive. If we could really make our defensive line aggressive, we wouldn't have to have the best corners in the league because they're going to provide that pressure to make the quarterback throw interceptions. Eric Armstead, I'm happy that he stayed healthy. He didn't get really injured last year, things of that nature. So did Kinlaw. So I'm happy with that. I just hope that we add more talent to the defensive line, second and third string, because we don't got Hyder no more. We really need to add more depth to this team, Ronbo.
See,
our defensive line. Our defensive line is raw.
It's interior. But I'm not sure about Arden Key and some of the other guys. Some of them were last year. They look pretty impressive on occasion. There's no consistency though. I don't even know anything about Arden Key other than he's a bust up to now because he hasn't lived up to what he was supposed to be, and he had some issues off the field anyway, coming into the league, and those could be affecting his game. So we don't have a shrink in Santa Clara to work on some of these guys with these mental problems, or else Reuben Foster would still be with us, And also,
my goodness, Reuben Foster, Alden Smith, Ronbo, Ray McDonald, all these guys,
that
they had all potential in the world.
Oh yeah, and what's that running back that Kyle picked up? That boy could play. When he wasn't fumbling the ball, remember how good he looked? Just a little bit we've seen of him. What's his name? Joe Williams.
Oh, Joe Williams.
Yeah,
Joe Williams.
Oh, he was sweet when he was moving, man. I said, he can't. He's got a fumbling issue, doesn't he? Because that was a great gain. It kicked him right to the end. So what if he could?
We have so much talent in our running back game, Ronbo, and that's what I love about our duels. We might not have a solid number one like that, but we do have Raheem Mostert and we have Jeffrey Wilson. I know Jeffrey Wilson's going to be out. But I really love our depth on running backs. I don't think we need any more running backs.
Wow.
But we do need receivers.
Yeah.
And I know that you asked the DeMeco Ryans question about him because of the defensive coordinator, but I'm kind of more concerned about the receiver core and the defensive line core. Our linebackers are always solid. I'm not questioning that. I'm not questioning our defensive backs or things of that nature. I'm just quite frankly, more nervous with the receivers and defensive line. I know DeMeco Ryans. I know his mentality, aggressive. Because DeMeco Ryans, he was actually really good when he played in the league.
Oh yeah,
he was just put on a bad team at that time. He only got to play with the Texans for a good amount of years when they're actually good.
And then he came in and shined on a defense like that. Anytime you get a player that could come in on a bad defense and do a good job, that's the guy. Fred, similar situation. We weren't good that year. Fred was. Got over 100 tackles that year. He was ranked amongst the league's best. I tell you, we got it there. And DeMeco took him up to the next level when he arrived because he is DeMeco Ryans. Tell you, as soon as he go.
Look at Greenlaw.
I know, right?
Look at Greenlaw. Look at all our linebackers, Ronbo, that we had. They're not even big name players. But we turn them into stars.
It's DeMeco.
The thing to be told with Bowman, Willis, Derek Smith, Julian Peterson when he was on our team. All these guys, Ronbo, and that's not even mentioning the OGs from way back when.
What's that dude
imagine the past 20 years,
took out?
We make linebackers.
What's that linebacker with the big neck? Looked like somebody's thighs. That Bowman took his job. Oh, what's that dude's name? It's a laugh, man, because every time he come out on the field, you see his neck first.
Man, but even that guy, you remember Larry Grant?
Oh.
All these guys, Ronbo, we make talent on linebackers. Like the Niners are known for linebackers. We can take any bum. We can take any bum from the Raiders and we turn them into stars.
You know what I'm saying? We got to go. Get back in there and work him. I'm going to see you tomorrow, okay, on Raw. All right, fam.
All right, Ronbo. All right,
Good
brother,
night.
man. Enjoy the rest of your pod, man. Thank you for having me on call, bro.
Thanks, fam. Takeo Spikes. That's a Takeo.
Oh, Takeo Spikes.
Takeo, boy. Oh, thanks.
This
Jay
is brand
in the
new
Bay.
leather shine, and then got a nice dark blue navy shirt.
Steven, are you going out to? Are you getting ready to go out to an affair? Steven?
My bad. No, Ronbo, sorry about that. I didn't mean to. I didn't hear you call me at first.
No,
My bad.
we love getting in candid situations when people are around the house living their life. And I know something about a dark or navy blue shirt. You got to get wifey's approval.
So I have
Yeah.
I have a big day to me tomorrow. I have an interview coming up with for a job I've been really wanting for about a year. So I finally get my shot.
Well, good luck with
But
that.
thank you. I'm gonna need all of the luck I can get.
Well, I hope you land.
No, I
You're a
was on.
49er fan. You gotta have it. Just tell them you're a 49er fan. They gotta get
Oh
it.
yeah.
Steven, man.
So here we're
sitting
talking
there-
about DeMeco Ryans.
Oh, we're talking about it. We're talking about DeMeco Fence and what's that going to look like. And DeMeco sounded like an exciting new. I mean, we're not. I don't know that he's going to be better than Saleh, but I know he's going to be different. And I can't wait to see what he means by the things he's saying. Because Steven, were you unsatisfied with the defense that Saleh was running?
You want me to be honest with you?
Okay, good.
I'll be real with you.
Because you could give me perspective.
I'll be real with you.
Yes.
So, at times, I appreciated his defensive mindset. He was great, but he's too conservative. Where it counts, he's way too conservative. If there's let's say it goes back again to the Super Bowl. Kansas City was pulling out these crazy flashy plays offensively using Patrick Mahomes, Tyreek Hill, Travis Kelce, and who was it on there?
Nicole Hardman.
Sammy Watkins? Yeah.
Okay.
So they were using some crazy plays that Robert Saleh just kind of looked at and was like, I don't know how to handle that. We're just going to keep doing man-to-man coverage or keep, Richard Sherman out in the back and then let him do his thing. That it never worked. He's too conservative. Now, if DeMeco Ryans thinks he's going to change it a little more aggressive.
Yeah, with Watkins.
Yeah. Or they isolated him with Tyreek Hill. Come on, man. You don't put the oldest cornerback out there against the fastest wide receiver / jet sweep guy. That's not a smart move. But my thing is if DeMeco Ryans, because I saw something earlier that said that the Niners defense is going to be molded around Fred Warner. I don't know if anyone has seen it, but I sure as hell saw it. It says
I'm going to Google that as soon as we leave. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think DeMeco Ryans is going to shape the defense around Fred Warner. So I don't know what that means. I don't know if he's going to use that to his advantage but the way I see it is if Nick Bosa doesn't do good, we have Contavious Street. Contavious Street is a very aggressive, tenacious kind of football player. That man he retired Drew Brees. What do you want me to say? He single-handedly put Drew Brees in a retirement home. And
that was funny.
And then
bam, you can hear it.
And then another thing too is
I'll never get over the flag. I hate flags.
My thing is, Ronbo, is I feel if DeMeco Ryans sticks to his guns, the defense is going to be solid. We're going to see something that we haven't seen in a long time defensive-wise. We're going to see a lot of aggressive players. We're going to see people that are hungry. Javon Kinlaw being one of them. Nick Bosa, hopefully him too. We're going to see some very strong players out there. Now, I'm going to go ahead and do a quick shout-out real quick because I told him I'd be here, and he said he'd meet me here. We're going to find out week 1 against Don Burr and his Lions. So he says the Lions are going to bring out Trey Lance. I told him straight up, no, that's not going to happen. Josh Rosen's going to start before Trey Lance. And I'm going to go ahead and tell you why I think Josh Rosen's going to start before Trey Lance, because Josh Rosen has the experience. And yeah, Trey Lance may be a fast learner and everything, but being a fast learner and actually going out and doing it out in the field in a profession like that takes time. Josh Rosen has, 3 seasons under, technically with the Niners included, 3 seasons under his belt. He can do it. If Jimmy G gets hurt and goes down, we have Josh Rosen. We don't want to throw in our rookie QB for him to get swallowed up. But, I'm gonna look like the black sheep for saying that, but I'm fine with that. But overall, I think our defense is going to be solid this year. It's going to be aggressive. It's going to be dynamic, and it's going to be completely different from what we're used to seeing, Ronbo. If DeMeco Ryans says, he's going to go more explosive and more aggressive, I'll believe him. Because there are some times where if you look at Robert Saleh and DeMeco Ryans side by side, DeMeco Ryans will actually call something, and Robert Saleh will be like, no. And usually that's when Robert Saleh likes to play conservative. Most of the times when we see flashy defensive plays, it's because of DeMeco Ryans and Robert Saleh agreeing to the same thing.
You know what, Stephen? I'm trying to think of a defensive coach that you could tell gambles. Because Belichick, I'm not sure if Belichick and McDaniel, not McDaniel, but what's it, Purdy? What's the guy who went over to Detroit and failed like everybody else? What's that coach? Anyway, he's back. What? Anyway, the coach is, the guy's back with Belichick. He got fired, last year or something like that?
I know who you're talking about. I can't remember what his name is.
Yeah, I know. I can't escape from right now. But anyway, the thing is, I think he was a kind of coach, and actually he was a good defensive coach when he was with the Patriots, because Patriots would take away from you. And I've always been impressed with Belichick. If he says, we're just going to take your best weapon away from you and make the rest of the guys beat us, they would do that. I don't care how good a player is offensively, Belichick and his defense would take that guy out of the game. I've always been impressed with that.
Well, the defense is always the best offense. Defense is always the best offense.
Matt Patricia.
And,
thanks, John.
Yeah. Defense is the best offense, and the last Super Bowl was a big proof about it. That was you could do anything you want, but Kansas City got eaten alive after that second quarter. There was nothing they could do. That was it. After that second half, Ronbo, after that first half, they couldn't do a damn thing.
I tell you, I loved it so much. I seen Mahomes over there making sure his horse was well fed because he was going to need him on every play to ride on out of that play. They kicked
he couldn't do that thing. And I'm gonna tell you I'm gonna say one last thing, and I'm gonna shoot it directly at Dunbar. I'm gonna say it with confidence. Our defense is gonna swallow Jared Goff alive. He's gonna have flashbacks of being sacked and taken out of the game again.
He's
All right,
probably gonna come
Ronbo.
over.
That's
Hey,
all I gotta
Steven.
say.
Hey, good luck tomorrow, Steven. You're gonna land that job too. All right. Celebrate tomorrow. Let us know how that works
Thank you.
out. Okay. All right, man.
Thanks,
Have a great
man.
night.
All right.
So welcome.
Bye.
Oh God, if Jared Goff thought he escaped the 49ers, and in week 1, the 49ers defense is probably going to be fresh. You know, one of the best sedatives you can do is turn the TV off as you lay down. Now, Jay must be somewhere out East Coast side where it's kind of late, right? And he's had a long, hard day, and this is that kind of thing where, you can't help yourself. And he's just sort of, there's a lot of noise going on around him, though. It sounds like there's some kind of a war zone. So we're going to let Jay sleep and, or else he's working out on a forest crew taking down trees. Hey, John.
Ronbo.
John, 49ers Ultimate Report. John, tonight, man, we're having fun with the defense, man, because DeMeco's going in, and unlike a lot of people, I don't think DeMeco's writing checks that his butt can't cash. I'm thinking for sure DeMeco's got a clear design as to how he's going to change this defense. And it doesn't need a lot of change, John, because the thing is, this defense, I've never been mad at this defense, and last year I was particularly impressed. If DeMeco improves this defense, John, I think I'm going to lose my mind. What do you expect when he says, Kyle says he's going to be doing a lot of gambling and things like that? Give us your take on this.
The difference that we're going to see from DeMeco Ryans and Robert Saleh is that, Robert Saleh, was very conservative when it came to his defense. There was always great glimpses of Robert Saleh's defense, even in 2017, 2018, those 2 tough years. And then when we got Bosa and our defensive line was a monster, it shows you. And then, when you had Kawan Alexander, and then Fred Warner and Dre Greenlaw, that was a ferocious front seven. But one of the things that, always worried me about Robert Saleh when they were doing so well, there were certain third downs where for some reason they were doing really well on first and second. It happened a lot. Was like
third down conversions.
We had
yes, that was bothersome.
Which pissed me off. Yep. So DeMeco Ryans is going to be a little bit more different. One of the things that many people who still don't give DeMeco Ryans any respect, it's mostly the media, is that like his coaching tree, et cetera. A lot of they put so many excuses, but one of the things that he's going to do is that he's going to basically do what he did with the linebackers. Fred Warner was a 3rd-round pick from BYU. Was he the best number 1 ranked college linebacker? Of course not. But look what he's done. He's become better than all the other linebackers in that draft class. Dre Greenlaw was drafted from Arkansas in the 5th round, and he's become a really great player because he has some great moments against, for those Seahawks fans, the interception against Russell Wilson in the crucial goal line stand. That guy in those games against our rivals shows you what this guy is. So when you look at the coaches that he has, they're the same coaches. You look at the players that they have. We signed a lot of the defensive guys back. We did lose some of the players, but the biggest thing that's going to make this defense very scary, and I've been saying it for months, if Nick Bosa is on that field, I'm not going to ask Nick Bosa to have, the 9 sacks he had his rookie year, but just him being on that field is going to double team him, which is going to open up all the other linemen and linebackers that are going to be blitzing. So now you have to start to account just having Bosa on the field. And you look at DeMeco Ryans, the coaching style, he said they're going to be more aggressive. They're going to be more attack mode type of that. Expect what he says, because he's developed two great linebackers, and that linebacking core is probably one of the best. When you look at, in our division and the rest of the league, how they developed a great depth behind the two names that we have there. So I'm not worried about the 49ers defense. Just having Nick Bosa there will really scare a lot of left tackles, because Nick Bosa, when he's on the field, he's already looking to sack the quarterback. Every time he lines up, he's lined up in that diagonal direction, which is going to force the left tackles to always defend in a diagonal direction. And we have probably the best left tackle in the league. So when you compare with the rest of the left tackles, it's going to really show what this defense is going to be like. So I'm not worried whatever the media is saying, well, whatever, still some 49ers who are doubting him, which I'm not sure why they're doubting him. But just to remind everybody that just Nick Bosa being there and DeMeco Ryans, how they're going to be playing, we're going to be less conservative, and we're going to be a little bit more aggressive on, big down situations.
Tell you, I want to see on that third down play, I want to see those drops way back. I mean, they're only like, it's 3rd and 3. Oh, that's going to add a little bit to that. That's now 3rd and 13. I love when that happens. Hey, I guess that didn't work, coach. Go back to that board. Surprise. You see, those gambling things are going to happen now. You don't know where they're going to come from. These are the things we're going to get thrills out of each and every Sunday, I got a feeling. Oh, I can't wait. I think our linebacker group has already been ranked, and it's pretty high. I just scanned through that, and I saw that article. I didn't read it. But Fred, no matter who's with them, and like you mentioned, Dre Greenlaw is nobody's wimp. Dre Greenlaw, if Fred wasn't on this team, Dre Greenlaw would actually be getting more love, I got a feeling, than he gets right now. But in Fred's shadow, you can only be so good. And that goes for Bobby over in Seattle, too. And that dude over in Indiana that got mad at Aaron Rodgers for claiming that Fred was the best linebacker in football, he can shut up, too. I love it. So, it's going to be a fun year. Damn.
Yeah, so, just imagine, of course, one of the things that, everybody wants to know is, D Ford. And for me, I have no expectations for D Ford. If he's healthy, he's not the every down guy. He's going to be a highly paid backup to come in, behind a Bucam or whoever's going to be lining up there, because Abukum is also going to be playing some linebacking formations. That guy is interchangeable. That's one of the things why some Rams fans, I'm not talking about Rudy, but there are other Rams fans who are a little bit more respectful than that guy, and they're all pissed off that he came to San Francisco. So if those Rams fans are saying, why did we let him go, they know something that they don't want us to have. So it really shows you what he could do with Chris Kasurek or what he can do. I really want to see that guy on the field.
Yeah. He's going to be signed differently than he was in L.A. So you know what? It's like if you're a good football player and you play for Kasurek and the 49ers defensive front, it's going to be noticed now, because there's no thinking here. Your mission, should you decide to take it, Sosa, is to take out the quarterback. That's all. That's all we want you to do. So, I can't wait to see this.
Yeah, so to simplify everything, I'm not worried, and I do believe that just like last year, with partial starters and a lot of second string and third strings, the defense was still ranked in the top 15. Like every week when we were watching games, on CBS, Fox, they said, "Oh, this defense is so good." But of course, the offense, but just imagine a full force. Will we be back to what we had in 2019?
I don't know why not, especially with the fortification and experience the maturity. John, we got to go. I mean, I'll tell you what, I'm going to see you tomorrow, though, on Raw. It should be fun.
All right, Ronbo. I want to shout out to my boy Tommy Huxley. If he's still listening, I'll make sure I'll get you your price as soon as possible. Because he was my first winner on my first ever giveaway, and I got a few other guys who won some. Yeah, and it's like I said, Tommy, he must be a good luck charm because that guy, So I want to give a quick shout out to him, and of course, Ronbo. Thanks for having me on. Hit that like button. Subscribe, just like Ellis, that caller who says we got to get you up to like 30K or something. Anyway, thanks, Ronbo, and just like Norm, Niners all day.
Nah, thanks, John. Always a pleasure to have you, fam. I'll see you tomorrow. Have a great night. Oh my God. And Shay, Shay.
What's up, Ronbo?
Hey, Shay, man, what's it be, man? Get ready for DeMeco, man. The DeMeco fence. I'm loving the way he's talking.
Yeah.
He's got a plan. Hey, Shay, though, it amazes me, though, if I had to follow Robert Saleh's defense, and Robert Saleh was never, after he got things cooking, did Robert Saleh ever fall out of the top 10 defense? So, if DeMeco, he's got his work cut out for him. But you know what, though? He inherits all the talent Saleh had. So he doesn't have to go through building the team up and teaching everybody this and teaching everybody that. They know what they're doing. DeMeco actually comes in a good situation. All he's got to do is come in there and add DeMeco-isms to make a DeMeco fence. Shay, how are you seeing it?
Yeah, I'm curious to see DeMeco. I mean, listen, DeMeco was a good linebacker for the Texans for years. I think he brings a good, if Robert Saleh ever played in the NFL, he probably would be a linebacker. So it's cool to see, it's cool to see what kind of things he's learned from Saleh and what he's going to bring with his own spin on it. You know what I mean? Like, there's only so much you could pick up from Saleh, and then he's going to put his own spin on it. And so I'm excited to see, all the intangibles that, DeMeco is going to bring from that, middle linebacker spot. And I don't know if John, the last caller, touched on it. I know you guys were talking about Greenlaw, but Warner too. Warner being the best coverage linebacker, you know what I mean? I'm pretty sure all the 49 faithful see he is, but it's not even close. But we all seen that statistic where the top 10 cover guys, and he was the only linebacker ranked third. He was ranked third on that list.
Able to do that. Yes.
Right.
Man.
So, I mean, that has to speak volumes, right, about how good of a linebacker he is. And so not only, to have a linebacker to call your defense, but also be a former linebacker yourself, and DeMeco Ryans leading the defense. So I'm pretty sure they will definitely be able to communicate. That's what I was getting to, Ronbo. You beat me to it. But, yeah, as far as the communication aspect, and I know Warner was like, hey, Coach, I'm seeing this out there. Or he was like, hey, Warner, I'm seeing this. I'm they're throwing this route a lot. You know what I mean? Let's see if we can, do some, blitz a certain angle or something like that. And I'm just, I'm looking forward to seeing, the communication between those two because, they're so familiar with each other. And, listen, I know under Singletary, we weren't, we didn't make the playoffs, but I think one year we went 9-7. We almost made the playoffs with Singletary, and the next year Harbaugh came in and we went 13-3. So that roster was already built, but him and that Niners defense was not bad. It was still a good defense under Singletary, him being a defensive-minded coach. So I still feel like him being a former player helps, and obviously the game has changed a little bit, but not to where, he can't have his say or anything like that or what he's seeing out there. So as from a former, I think we're getting a best of both worlds. Not only is he a former player and being able to, dissect the game from that aspect as a former player, but now being in the coach's position, you get best of the both worlds, right? As far as Saleh, very smart, intelligent guy, but, he wasn't in, Fred's shoes when he was out there professionally. You know what I mean? And that didn't hurt him as a coach. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying you get to have both aspects as a guy who can put himself in Warner's shoes in a situation like, oh, this is what they're most likely going to call. Like, and then he can relay that message like, hey, Warner, this is what they're most likely going to do in this situation or something like that. Or this is what you're seeing when, when a running back's lined up like that or he's given a tell on, which way he's going to go or if they're going to run a counter or a trap or whatever. So things like that, Ronbo. So,
You know, and
that's
Shay,
what I'm looking forward to.
my question to you also on that is, how often do you think DeMeco saw plays go on the field that he may not, you know, got to know your role. You're your assistant
Right.
head coach. How many times do you think DeMeco saw things that he would have done different? Because, you know, he's coming in saying things like, we're going to be more aggressive. And I always thought that team was extremely
Right.
aggressive. And there's going to be
Right, I did
new
too.
wrinkles. Do you think he disagreed with Salah on a few occasions? Maybe a lot of occasions.
Probably. I mean, he probably would have done things different, and that's what I said. You know, earlier is just put his own spin on it. Whatever he thinks he sees and he runs it, he's gonna do it, and that's what I'm most anticipating, and that's what I think that might give us the edge. Like, yeah, it's ultimately the same style of defense, but we got a new play caller out there who might run something, and hearing things like we're gonna be more aggressive. It makes you kind of like, damn, like, okay, I like that. Like, I thought we were aggressive in order, but now we're going to be more aggressive. So now you're kind of like, well, what is he going to send? An engage 8, all 8-man blitz or something, like something crazy. You know what I mean? Or give us different kind of looks.
You never see a team of
like,
that caliber send the house.
Exactly. So you don't know. So I'm excited. But also, too, Ronbo, I know you liked my tweet on Twitter about that Mac Jones report on how he's looking terrible. So, and I don't want to take no shots at my fellow Big Show and all the other Mac Jones fans in here, like Ray Jr. or whatever. But it's just funny because it looks like he won't even be seeing the field anytime soon. Almost as if we kind of called it, that he kind of had the Iron Man complexity as far as what makes Iron Man the hero. It's the suit. Tony Stark's an average human, but when he puts that suit on, he becomes the hero. Kind of like that Alabama offense. When you got 2 first-rounders and that great offensive line, you look really good. But now we're looking at New England practices. That kid ain't all out to what he should be. Yeah. Kind of looks like the Niners made the right choice for taking Trey Lance. So I'm happy with that.
And Jay did put that on his tweet. He said, like we didn't know. I thought that was pretty funny.
So, just want to say that, but
that's what I was telling. Was I talking to who was that I was talking to yesterday? I was laughing because Newton was standing with his hands on his hip, just watching him, like he was coaching or something. I don't know what Cam was doing. I guess Cam's got to rest up his hand or something wrong with his hand. So anyway, Cam just standing back there, his hands on his shoulders, looking at him so strangely. I'm like, why is Cam
but I'm
looking
thinking,
at him
and
like
listen,
that?
I love Cam Newton. I mean, what Cam Newton did for the Panthers in his MVP season is something that you'll ever see again. But Cam Newton now beating out Mac Jones, that kind of says a lot. Like, not saying Cam had a decent year, but he wasn't a prolific thrower by any means last season. And the fact that he's going to win, it looks like he has the starting spot secured, and it's not even going to be challenged. It's not like, Ronbo, we're hearing camp battles like, Mac Jones might be making a push, or maybe my team. No, they're talking about this man going to have to sit a year or two. So it's almost like, we didn't really think Mac Jones was who we thought he was, right? You look really good when you're throwing to a Heisman Trophy winner. So
Shay is loving this. And you probably seen that article about Coach Shanahan laughing. People think they know me. Man, y'all know,
right?
Shannon basically, y'all
like
don't
peer
know
pressure. Right. I just hate people. We peer pressure to making him pick. No, he knew who he wanted all along, and that's what Kyle has always been. He's gonna do what he wants to do, and he's been right more than wrong. So we have to see. But I know we're gonna pull up Ronbo.
All right, fam.
Shout out to production.
Hey,
shout
thanks,
out to
fam.
TNT, and shout out to you, brother. Have a good one. God bless you. See you for Monday Night Raw.
Looking forward to it. Have a good night, fam.
All right, brother.
Go,
good night.
Putting everything in Shay perspective. And is that a birthday? Oh, it's Renzo Ashley's having a birthday. Oh, you know how I like to get into birthdays, especially 49er birthdays. Happy Ashley, it's your birthday. Happy Niners birthday, Ashley. Happy Niners birthday to Ashley. Happy Niners! Ashley, hey, do hope that you had one of the most fantastic birthdays of all time. It was yesterday, I understand. Renzo told us about that, so happy birthday, Ashley. I almost did a Papa Dragon. I was gonna go like disappear and hear me. I got to work on that. When he does that, I love it. That's Papa Dragon. Oh, God. Hey, Tony, come on in, Tony.
What's up, Ronbo?
Tony, I was shocked and surprised. You know, Rudy came in and told me about a guy that's 6'5" and runs a 4.39, and I basically accused Rudy of lying his L.A. butt off, right? So he sends me a link, and there it is, Sport Track. You have to respect that site, and they say it's true. He's 6'5", he runs a 4.39. Did you know anything about this Jacob Harris? I think that's his name. Do you ever heard of Jacob Harris?
No, but I was watching your show, and I put something in the comments about that. I said, if a guy out of Central Florida, right?
Mm-hmm.
I said,
UCF?
if a guy, UCF runs a 4.4, and he was drafted in the 4th round, there's some holes in his game. Not that he's not a good football player, but there's some holes.
That's what I thought. And I'm thinking, oh, why? There's no freaks like that in the NFL. There hasn't been anybody like that. Tony, I don't know if there's ever been a guy that's 6'5" could run a 4.3. Anything.
Yeah, I know.
4.3, 10, 4.4, 4.3, 2, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 4. I've never heard of that. So
Yeah, because we took Richie Grant in the 2nd round out of Central Florida, the free safety. I do free safety.
yeah.
And I'm like, Central Florida, this kid who he's talking about, I've never heard of him.
we had a tall kid years back, kind of reminds you of Melifano. I can't think of his name right now. Oh, what was that? Fam, what was that 49er we had that didn't work out? Long, tall, wide receiver. Or was he a safety? No, he's safety. Yeah, sometimes being too long can be a disadvantage in the NFL, like being too short in the NBA. You know what I mean?
That's true.
You need coordination, and sometimes your longer guys like that can only be used for just so much. I mean, you can put him in goal line situations, stuff like that. But as far as him running downfield to get folded up like a chair by a guy that goes about 6'2", weighs about the same amount as this kid does, hit him in the midsection, he's going to think about running downfield. You start to develop fears, unless you're like
This kid he was talking about, what position does he play?
he's a tight end. So, I bet you he can't block. He's not that heavy. Rudy said he's a tight end because he's comparing him to George Kittle. Why he would do that, I don't know. You need to have some accolades. You need to have a reputation, a resume to be compared to George Kittle. Rudy's bold as could be, came in there and said, hey, we got an answer for you, George Kittle. What? And we got this kid named Jacob Harris. He runs a 4.39, so he's fast. That's all he could say about him, right? So I think you're onto something with that assessment.
Brown Ball, I have my Athlons right here, and the top 20 tight ends. There's no kid from Central Florida in the top 20. I've got it right.
Rudy, Tony opened up the stat book on you from college kids. I'm telling you, 4th round, I don't know, Rudy. Jamie seems to like him. Jamie's always talking about the fast guys, too, but I don't know.
And then wide receivers, there's a Marlon Williams from Central Florida. He's ranked 20th that came out this year.
How tall is he?
I don't even know who he is.
Yeah.
But
So
no Jacob Harris.
Yeah, are you you watch the SEC pretty closely? SEC football?
I watch them all, Rambo. I like the Mountain West, Pac-12. I watch them all.
Yeah, the Pac-12 gets a lot of grief these days. You know what, Tony? We've not, since the SEC came into power, we've not had anything going on in the West for a long time. We get sprinklings of certain players, like that offensive lineman that comes out this year. He's representing. We just don't. There's a player here and there, but SEC, as far as if I want a defensive back or something like that, I'm not going to look out west. I'm going to be looking out east, southeast. You know what I mean? It's really funny how the power has
funny
shifted.
because the Falcons draft from out there.
Yeah.
We drafted DeMonte Casey out of San Diego State in 2018.
Yeah.
2019, he tied the league in interceptions. Now he's with Dallas. We drafted a kid this year from San Diego State. We like San Diego State
I noticed.
corners.
Yeah.
That kid, Darren Hall, we took him in the 4th round, pick number 108 out of San Diego State. We took another kid in the 5th round, Avery Williams, out of Boise State. He can return. He's a returner, though, but he can hit, too, as a corner. So we like those West Coast guys.
Yeah, it has – everything seems these days gravitate around Bama and Clemson. Also, what's the other school involved? The yellow the team that wears yellow.
Arizona State?
No, out in SEC. The ones that didn't have a quarter.
LSU.
LSU. You know what? If I'm a scout and they keep where's Ronbo? You can find him below the Mason-Dixon line. He never leaves. He's down there. He'll go from Texas all the way to Florida, but that's it. That's all he wants to cover. He says there's no point in trying to not. If I want to get a bonus, I got to bring something back that's worthwhile. So that's all I'd be.
Alabama, offensive line, defensive line, wide receiver, running back, defensive back for Alabama.
Wide receivers?
Like
don't you have 2?
Well, we had to.
That's just ridiculous with talent. If you want to be a football player now and you want to make a name for yourself, you got to go to one of those schools, and scouts will notice you right quick, and you will be up in the draft and on the red carpet, most likely on draft night. It's crazy. So,
Stanford, Pro Bowl linebacker that's undersized, Deion Jones. He came out of LSU in the 2nd round. The year we went to the Super Bowl. Got 2 Pro Bowls under his belt.
Didn't LSU's entire defense get drafted this year?
You may be right.
They sent more players than anybody else, as far as I remember. It seems like every time we looked up LSU, I said, damn, what are they?
Alabama got to be a close second.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Between the two, they battled all 3 schools, man. LSU, Alabama, Clemson. They always battle each and every year. You rarely hear about Stanford or USC like you used to way back in the days. But now, yeah, it's crazy.
And it's funny because I'll be upset because the playoff system, I'm glad they're expanding it. One year, Washington should have made that 14 playoff, and they got screwed.
See.
They put 2 SEC teams in there, man. I like to see variety, something different.
Lack of respect, Tony. Tony, we got to go. Tony, always fun, Tony. I'll be back tomorrow looking for you, though. All right?
Yeah, I got some John Gruden jokes for you tomorrow.
Oh, please. Oh, bring them all. I'm going to just turn it over to you as soon as you get here tomorrow. I can't wait.
Overrated Gruden.
Can we get just one joke? We're going to get one joke. Tony, give me one Raider joke real quick.
What do you call a Raider with no home?
What?
Vegas bound.
Tony, I'll see you tomorrow.
All right, take care.
You too. Well, I'm so glad they left. I got so tired of the argument of you, who the king of the Bay? And I couldn't find a Raider after we whooped them on that night. Nick Mullins went out and dominated them, right? Who the king of the Bay? Hey, Raider, you can't find a Raider fan. You know what I'm saying? I put out an APB on them. Couldn't find him. Ellis!
Yo, what's up, man?
Oh, Ellis, man, I was just sitting here projecting. What's the DeMeco Ryans, man? The dude is... Because, he's already got a great defense. All he's got to do is put him on the field and say, all right, y'all know what to do, man. But here's what I want you to add to what we go do. I can't imagine what a meeting's like and got the guys. Because he's already a player's coach because he's a player. So, what are you looking forward to, Ellis?
Man, I'm looking forward to more blitzes, a little more risk taking, which is good for me because I think at times we didn't take enough risk last year. And it seemed like the last 6 to 8 games, the secondary and just the defense as a whole started to prove a lot more And I think, that was Robert Saleh, like, exercising some other things as well. And it could have been, DeMeco Ryans that could have been responsible for, pushing him, to kind of do that, or just encouraging him and kind of saying, hey, what if we do this? How they switched up with Jimmy and they had Javarius and doing the things at safety. They put Jimmy at the, at strong, and, they just were doing a lot of little stuff, mixing it up.
Might have been DeMeco, right?
So,
yeah. And
potentially, at least a suggestion, to take some more, because when he was doing those blitzes and all that stuff, and, you see what happened with Shark and what happened with Jimmy when we started switching things up, man. These guys started, we started looking a lot more different, because if we started to take a little decline, they started talking about us, and then, shit changed real fast. So,
Kyler Murray didn't appreciate it.
not one bit.
Oh, Kyler, get up!
Yeah, man.
Oh, God.
Yeah, I'm excited, fam. It's new. I was gonna say new blood, but not new blood, just new shoes. You know what I mean? So he just got some new shoes right now that he's in. So I feel like he's
Ellis,
go
let
ahead.
me ask you this though. Now, DeMeco did some things last year that were very interesting and kept his 49ers in the upper echelon of defenses around the NFL. What if we wouldn't have played as conservative as we did in the NFL? Because quite frankly, we had enough points to beat most teams. And usually our defense would take over at that point in the fourth quarter. We don't have 10-point lead. We don't give up 10-point leads.
Shit, we could have won the Saints game. We could have won the Saints game with our third string.
You
see how we gave that game we gave that game back. I was watching it the other day. I was like, damn, I forgot. We were like naked. We were beating the Saints 10-0.
I'm still
mad
about
about
that.
And then, yeah, so I'm just saying. Yeah, but go ahead, fam.
No, I'm agreeing. I'm the last few minutes. That Saints game, Quan Alexander running around there flexing like he did after he stopped us on that 1 yard line. I said, this is I'm just bothered by it. This is not happening, man.
No, Quan.
I don't like to see players go to other teams and we have to play John. My God. So there he was, puntable.
Yeah, it's just there's a lot of things I feel like we're going to improve on next year. You know what I mean? The defensive line, Javon Kinlaw, we getting who was that? Is it Kevin Givens? Yeah, we're getting Givens back for
they dropped the charges on it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I heard about that. So that's that's good for us. We're not trying to have no what was his name? That McDonald guy that we had that had those DVs, those domestic violence and all that.
The fullback. Yeah.
No, that was the defensive lineman. What's his name? McDonald?
McDonald.
The McDonald. I'm not talking about Vance McDonald, the other one.
Ray McDonald.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. That's right. Yeah. And then we had our, Reuben Foster issue. So, man, that's good for him. You know what I mean? Now he can come in with a full head of steam, feeling confident without any distractions, without anything interfering with his confidence and focus on the play. And, because he's had promise. We've been really waiting to get a full season out of him and, some of these guys. So, defensively, I feel like that's really all we have really to be looking forward to. As far as, just the unexpected, we know what to expect from the offense, outside of obviously the modifications that Kyle's made. I would be surprised if he changed the offense entirely, but we know he's going to do some different things. And we kind of wanted that because I remember us complaining a lot about the vanilla offense and kind of the basic calls and stuff that Kyle was doing. And he was just really picking and choosing whenever he wanted to, make a splash. But we need to see that a little more often, because we're getting these these other teams on their heels, man, and we're able to take advantage of them. So we just got to kind of keep sticking the knife in.
Mm-hmm. Because, I already see, at this point, now you can expand the role of players like Jimmy Ward. Also, and Verrett's got that kind of moxie, too, because these guys are they've been around in the league long enough. If DeMeco runs this to them, the language is going to be clear to them. You get a young kid in there. Even Dre Greenlaw could struggle a little bit on some of the things that you're going to say to him that you can say to Ward. You can now say to Warner, because Warner's just razor sharp anyway. Mosley, to an extent by now, has been in this defense long enough now. You can say things to them if you're DeMeco and talk in a whole other language that's going to make that defense even more efficient, because I still think that these guys have been a little immature. And I said that year that everybody's talking about going to the Super Bowl, I was wrong in 2019 because we did go to the Super Bowl. But I said there's a lack of maturity there that's going to be a problem. But they got the talent. We got to wait. And they, should have won, but still. Now ain't no maturity issues, Ellis. Them boys, everybody out there knows exactly what they're doing, what their job is. And you guys got like guys like the Shark out there that they actually do put on his own. Oh man, this defense is gonna be
man.
Boy.
We're in a really good position because we got a lot of our guys still here. With Tavarius coming out, the guys are going to have to step up, and a lot of the newer, fellas that have come in, it's going to give a lot of opportunity for Shark and for all of the veterans, the 2-3 year guys that have been here to get, Diamador and Ambry and Talanoa and everyone, just, all the guys, really confident.
Kids.
Tony Jefferson, you know what I mean? He's going to need to come through big for us this year. So because he hasn't played 2 years, I'm hoping that he's locked and loaded because I feel like he's going to need to be getting some snaps this year for real. And, we're going to have to get Marcel Harris back in there. Hopefully Marcel Harris, if we're going to use him as safety, he's gotten better on his coverage because we don't need him getting smoked. I love Marcel Harris. I just don't want him getting burned on we don't need you doing the Sherman dance, my brother. But anyway.
Hey, Ellis, I'm still grateful to Spoon for knocking Cook out because Cook owns boy. Every time Cook went downfield, Marcel just didn't know what to do, and Breeze just handed him the ball. Every play, just handed him the ball. Boy, that's just,
he was getting busy on it too, man. And that was just one guy. Yeah, and that was just one man, Ronbo. So we could have been in trouble if Michael Thomas and everybody would have been going off. Remember, Michael Thomas didn't even really do that much, that game in comparison to what he's used to, or usually doing.
Mm-hmm.
So we were
Brees
lucky.
saw fish. He just said, forget Mike, man. This guy, he cannot cover Cook, and he couldn't. And then, as I say, Spoon went and hit him so hard that he had to leave the game. If there's one thing we'll always remember Spoon by, it's that play. Oh, I loved it. That's why we won that game, Ellis. It really is.
Yeah, I mean, that had a major factor, him being, not on the field anymore for sure. I hate to say it. But
it's unfortunate.
Yeah, Ronbo,
I'm not supposed to be wishing that. I know, but that's what's true. Alice, I'm gonna see you tomorrow, fam. Always fun.
Yes, sir.
Monday Night Ross, it was cooking.
Yes, sir. Thank you, brother Ronbo, as always.
Thanks,
for the
fam.
platform,
Thanks
man.
Thanks for promotions too.
Oh man, you already know, man. That's what family does, man. And thank you to production and. Man, shout out to all the Niner fans, man, all the good guys and everybody that hit that like button for Brother Ronbo and that's hitting those subscriptions. Shout out to John. Shout out to him and his channel and everything that's going, that's prospering for these guys out here, man. Peace to y'all, man.
Thanks, fam.
All right,
Ellis. See you tomorrow, fam.
Much love.
Yeah, back at you. Let's go check out Eric.
Yo, what's up, Ronbo?
Eric, man, I'm sitting here jumping up and down because DeMeco's got me thinking, DeMeco, that defense was pretty good. What in the world are you talking about? You're talking about being more aggressive? Wouldn't that be against the law? Couldn't they call the police? On the 49ers getting any more aggressive than they were in 2019, it would have to be against the law. I can't wait to see what he means. What is he possibly talking about making it more aggressive? I like the part where he says defensive front is going to be more aggressive. Guys behind them are going to stay fundamentals, are going to be solid, going to clean up anything. So that means it's going to be kamikaze-type moves up there in the front four. Nick Bosa and the guys must love this idea. And can you imagine a guy giving the instruction, you know what, Jamon, come here. Let me talk to you. Listen, big guy, here's what I want you to do. My God, did you work out this year, man? It looks like you got wider. Listen, here's what I want you to know. Nobody's going to do anything to you that you don't want them to do to you. You're on your own out there. Just get it done. We're going to teach you some fundamentals and basics, and from there, you go nuts. Can you imagine the guy like Javon Kinlaw just go buck wild? I can't wait. He's Nick Bosa's student. He loves Nick. All he has to do is learn some things from Nick. We may have a monster on our hands, especially with that instructions that DeMeco's talking about. What do you think?
Well, I mean, it could be Justice Smith, Alden Smith 2.0. I mean, it could be something like that. I remember those. I think it was called. What was the play called? I think it was like PE stunt. Where Justin Smith would take. What happened?
No, I was saying, was that what they call? Because when the Smith brothers got rolling, well, that was ridiculous.
Yeah, they had to play the TE stunt. It was Justin Smith in the middle, and he would take the right guard and the right tackle, and then Alden would come up all the way around and sack the quarterback.
Because he was so fast.
I remember watching that.
That worked awful.
Yeah.
And I didn't even remember it had a name. But yeah, you're right. We saw that play over and over and over. Because what are you going to do with Justin?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, ask Drew Brees about Justin. I mean, when you take and dump the tackle into the quarterback's lap, and you still grab the quarterback with couple of fingertips. The only person I ever seen do that was the Reverend in Green Bay. God, that works well. So if Kinlaw's got that kind of strength, and I think he does, you're right. We may have something seriously going on that side of the line.
Yeah, and you were saying how the defense is going to be more aggressive, and I think it's going to be because the teams are going to test us. I mean, players like Nick Bosa, who are coming off of injury, they're going to go straight at Bosa. They're going to run the ball at Bosa. They're probably going to. Yeah, exactly. So it's even better for us. We already know what Nick's going to do. Mm-hmm. And then someone like Emmanuel Mosley, who is essentially, I would say, I wouldn't say he's the weakest link on the field, but obviously you have Rhett and then Kawhi Williams, who are already established in their position. Mm-hmm. Emmanuel Mosley is going to get most of the targets over there, so he's going to have to stay aggressive, or else if he isn't and he's slacking off, they're going to keep throwing his way.
You know what's so funny? He is actually, of the three guys you just mentioned, he is the weakest link. But you know what? He's not weak. He's just weak amongst our guys. Yeah. Mosley's pretty good in coverage.
Exactly.
You know, because you saw him last year. When his technique is textbook. When he gets beat sometimes, it's because he's out of position to make plays. But if he's within the realm of making a play, he's going to make it, and it's going to look perfect.
So, yeah, he was really good. He was really good with I think in the Cleveland game. I think that was his first start, maybe. Mm-hmm. I think it was his first start. Yeah,
he's good. And I'll never get that play he made against DK Metcalf. I mean, it's just like the coaches teach you: launch, full extension. Be in control, keep your eye on the ball, just right in front of Metcalf, and pull that pass down with perfect timing to the dirt. Metcalf sitting there looked like somebody peed on him. He said,
that last game was that last game for me. I had a lot of anxiety watching Emmanuel Mosley going up against DK because there's such a size difference between the two, and Emmanuel Mosley held his own. Yeah. That was impressive.
Because they start out, we start out putting our best cover guy on him, but you know what, Brett? That's one guy he can't deal with is DK. So and then as you said, Mosley got in there, and then Spoon got in there and did an excellent job because he just sort of closed the street down. But Spoon didn't do that good against. It wasn't about dealing with Metcalf. He just closed the lanes. I said, look at that, Spoon's got this. And of course, he got a couple of receptions toward the end of the game, but for the most part, they shut him down.
Yeah, and another thing with DeMeco Ryans is how you were talking about the linebackers. Like I think it was Ellis that was talking about it, but how he helps out the entire defense is in more communication. Well, he's right on that aspect. That was Shea. Yeah, and basically players like Kawhi Williams, who obviously DeMeco Ryans was the linebacker coach. On some plays, Kawhi Williams would blitz alongside Fred Warner. Both of them would be converging at the same time, which would allow each of them to come through. I think Kawhi. I think it was K1 also. I mean, what the hell is his name again? Kawhi Alexander. I think he got a sack in the Cleveland game too. Yeah, he would blitz a couple times too, along with
season. You know.
Yeah.
That is a formula for destruction too, because you rush two guys like that. That's why.
Essentially, every position benefited from DeMeco Ryans' linebacker group. What I'm trying to say.
What does that tell you? Wait till he gets the whole team. I don't know if he can handle.
Exactly.
God, his assistants know what to do, though. See, because I want to see Nick Bosa, and who else is one of our better rushers? I want to see Nick Bosa, and let's say, man, we'll never get a chance to. I think I saw it once or twice in 2019, but D and Nick coming off the same side. if I'm the OC, hey, tell them one more time. No matter what's going on the other side, you can't get that guy to come from the other side of the field to come over and help. You can put all the tight ends you want to, they're not going to help you. Oh, God.
I think I remember a play this season. I think it was either week 1 or week 2, but when we saw Nick and Kinlaw on the same side, and they did the same move and got in at the same time. I was like, oh.
Everybody who saw that never forgot it. And the moves, it was like in sync. It was like they were moving the same, their arms, everything was moving at the same speed and time. Footwork, everything was right. I said, see that? If he could just stay with Nick for any length of time, he would have last year probably been awesome. If Nick would have stayed with us all season long, Kinlaw didn't need any instruction. He had all the instruction he needed next to him with Nick. Dang it, man. All right, sorry. Mm-hmm. He's got this year. He'll be okay.
Yeah. The whole defensive line, I think, is going to be it's going to be all right. Everyone's going to be fine. Unless obviously we have to stay healthy, but I don't want to mention that.
Oh God, yes, we don't talk about that.
I don't want to bring up that. Exactly.
We got a couple more weeks to use that word. After that, we stop saying it. We can't talk it into existence. God, it's so scary.
Exactly.
Eric, man, I'm going to look for you tomorrow, man, on Raw. All right?
All right, Ronbo. I'll see you Monday.
Looking forward. Have a great night, man.
Later, Ronbo.
Later. It's a Raul signing. Raul. Come on in, man.
What's up, Ronbo?
Man, Raul, man, great to hear from you again. We're sitting up here like laughing how good our defense. I mean, it's almost funny how this defense could look. I do worry a little bit about we don't have Tavarius Moore, and I have a feeling last year Tavarius was very instrumental in why that secondary became just so lit toward the end of the season. Because it's all that speed, and he did a lot of work out there on special teams and everything else. But DeMeco still got everybody else, and who knows, in the weeks to come, there may be some guy that can remind us of DeMeco that they can get in there. He won't have the same experience of working with Jimmy like he did and other guys. But that speed factor, it's a little worrisome, Raul, but the entire defensive package is still intact. Oh, hey, what do you think DeMeco means by making this team more aggressive?
I don't know, but I mean, what I do know is and I love is that he knows the most important part of a defense is that defensive line. So that's gonna start off aggressive. That has to stay aggressive. What I'm looking forward to is Sosa Ibukam.
Yeah.
He's a very good pass rusher. He has. I love his motor. The only thing is he doesn't have too many moves. So
Speed guy.
My thing is I just hope that he focuses on which kind of sucks about that's what sucks about Nick Bosa rehabbing his injury, because I feel like he could have learned a lot from hand movements and moves like that, signature moves from Nick Bosa, because that's what he's a mechanic when it comes to those hand movements, But Sosa, he's a speedster. So if he can get that other those hand movements down, oh gosh, Sosa, he's gonna be just as scary as D4, So I'm looking forward to that defensive line. For sure.
You said good things about him, too. That you mentioned that.
Yeah.
George Kittle said, dude is strong. Says George, I know because I blocked him. Yeah. So you're right.
Yeah,
got something going on that
and that was a year ago. So imagine that. That's been a full year.
It's going to be interesting to see what he develops into. Actually, D4's been working with Sosa, too. According to Sosa, he's been a huge help to him, telling him what kind of moves to come off the line with and this and that. And he's taking it all in because, he's in his fourth, this is fourth year.
I think I'm not sure. You're right. It's fourth or fifth. I know that. I think it's his fifth, maybe. I think it's his fifth.
It must be.
It has to be. Either they drafted him, 4 years. Yeah. That sounds about right, because I know he wasn't a first-round pick, so it has to be his fifth year this year.
So,
I'm looking forward. I don't know how he's going to make that defense more aggressive. I do think we will see flashes this year of some blitz packages, but honestly, I think this is going to be more of a learning year. As of okay, let's see how this works. Let me try this and that and see how it goes. And then the next year he's going to ramp it up, and you're really going to see the full DeMeco defense. But this year, I think he doesn't want to change it up too much,
Yeah. And see, that's
I feel like that's why
No, I was just
Yeah,
saying,
go ahead.
beauty. That's the beauty of it. DeMeco doesn't have to do a whole lot because those guys already know what they're
Yeah.
doing. Fortunately, we got a lot of veterans, and that was essential for this defense to look like it's going to look. Exactly. That's a good point.
Exactly.
DeMeco needs
And that's why I think they brought back almost everybody from last year's defense, is so it doesn't change that much. It's going to help DeMeco learn, from so he's going to try his new packages, his new defense, whatever he wants to do, throw little things here. If it works, they're going to run with it. If not, okay, let's go back to what we were doing, and then let's see if I can maneuver little things here and there. I don't see the defense changing up too much, especially because we brought almost everybody the same back. So I don't see how that they're going to change everything.
And they've all known each
They
other
would have
for how
got
long?
new guys if that was the case.
Yeah. And, he can sit down and talk to guys like Fred and Jimmy, Shark. He's got guys, veterans, he can sit down and he can say, listen, guys, what if we do this, this, and this? Yeah. I like that. But, Coach, you know what? Let me point out this, though, because this would work better if you say you put, like, Shark here, and I'll be flanking right over here. This way we can send Jimmy right up the middle. There's going to be conversations you're going to have that are going to make that defense even more sharp, because I don't know how open Saleh was to discussions.
Yeah, and you're right, 100% sure. You have to listen to those players because, they're the ones that are on the field. They could see it. They're the ones on the field seeing these things. But also, I wonder who replaced, since DeMeco moved up to defensive coach, who took his spot as a linebackers coach?
Ooh, Chad.
I need to look into that.
Who's the linebacker coach now? That's a damn good question.
Yeah.
I hadn't even thought about this the whole time. I have no idea what the linebacker coach is.
Yeah, I don't know why I just thought of that right now. I was like, you know what? I wonder who it is. I wonder, it has to be somebody he knows. I wonder, or I don't know. Just a thought out there. Yeah, I'm sure somebody in here knows. We got some smart guys in this chat, so I'm sure somebody will pop in. Yeah, exactly. I haven't heard no one bring it up yet, but that's something I'll have to look into. Maybe for tomorrow, Monday Night Raw, Ronbo, I'll come back.
I'm going to find out between tomorrow anyway, because his name's got to be on the 49ers.com log.
Yeah, it has to be. Yeah, it has to be.
Or maybe DeMeco didn't hire anybody. Like Shanahan, Kyle waited till now to let Mike McDaniel be his OC.
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe DeMeco
but at the end of the day, Kyle Shanahan's still going to be. I hope he listens to McDaniels. I think he will, but I think at the end of the day, it is still Shanahan's call. But I hope he lets him call some plays. And now, what I'm scared of is in a year or 2 years tops, I guarantee you somebody's going to offer McDaniels that offensive head coaching job, because he's the main reason why our offense is so good. He's our run coordinator. Like what are we known for? What is the 49ers known for? For the running game, right?
Yeah.
That's how we run over everybody. So I know in a year or two he's gonna be gone, especially depending on how we do this year. Hey. So I hope that Kyle Shanahan got somebody behind him. So now who's our run offensive coordinator now?
Run specialist.
Yeah, that since he moved up, like little things like that. I haven't really had time to look into it. But there's something that's just running through my mind. See who's coming up, because I feel like they're the ones that are gonna take over after they leave. Yeah. So just something to keep in mind.
We're gonna get our coaches. Our coaches gonna get cherry picked every year. Why? Because they're all they're all around Shanahan, and it's not a loud subject. But I think Shanahan gets a lot of credit. When you see how many teams around the NFL are adopting the Kyle Shanahan style offense, then well, that's mad props.
Yep.
So.
Yes, sir.
Hey, man.
But all right, Rob, I'll let you go for today. I'll call back in tomorrow if you guys are on, and if do a little bit some research, maybe I'll have more time. All right, Ronbo, thank you. Shout out to you in production and all Niner fam out there. Hit them likes.
Yeah. Right. Thanks, Ron. Great to hear from you too. All right, fam. Have a great night.
Yes, sir. Likewise, man.
Yeah, he's right. I hadn't even thought about, who's your linebacker coach now? Maybe DeMeco didn't even bother with that. Yeah? That's interesting. And who takes McDaniel's job? These things nobody even thought about, huh? I never thought about that. Hey, Renzo with the birthday wife, Ashley. Renzo!
Greetings from North Florida!
I love the guy who's proud of where he's living and where he's from. That means you're a happy guy. Hey, Rizzo.
Yes, sir.
North Florida. You got a lot of great restaurants? I know you do.
Man, Jacksonville is so big, man. You go from one side of town to the other. Because you Ronbo, you know this city is the biggest city land-wise, right?
Is that right? Because I thought Texas had all them
Jacksonville
towns.
is the biggest city in America land-wise, so it takes us. We have to travel from one side of this to the city to the other side.
And
but we got a lot of restaurants.
And if you got that many great restaurants, that's ridiculous. That's better. That's saying more than L.A. can say. Because L.A. is big, but they got some restaurants they went to that I wanted to go to the front counter and say, look, I'm going to have a refund. Some of the worst food I ever tasted in my life, man. Y'all, they said you was a 4-star. You need to take a couple of them stars out. I can see me now getting security. We need, I don't even, God. But anyway, talking about the defense tonight, man, the fact that DeMeco has given us hope in that he's going to make some alterations in this defense is exciting stuff. Because I thought he'd just go come in and continue with the plan as it was. Everything Robert Saleh taught me, I can continue that. I knew he's going to put his fingerprints on a few things and add some DeMeco-isms. But you know what? I got a feeling this defense is going to look entirely different. Renzo, man, it's talking about, and Kyle Ryans says, just look for DeMeco to gamble unlike you've ever seen Robert Saleh gamble. I said, what? Renzo, how many games did you watch? You said, man, if we just could have blitzed on that play, man, they wouldn't have been able to do nothing about it. How many times? We may see that this year.
Ronbo, I think DeMeco gonna let the dogs eat, man. He gonna let them loose. And two, Ronbo, like a lot of us know, DeMeco, he played the game, so he's probably going to see the game not too much different, but a little bit different than Robert Saleh.
You'll see a lot different.
So that's probably going to help too.
Yeah, especially a linebacker of his caliber, Renzo. Yeah. He's going to see it a lot different. There was probably some times he disagreed with what Saleh's doing, but Saleh's the head coach. I'm gonna stay in my lane. I'm gonna help him out with this. I'm helping him out with this. I'm gonna help him out. The linebackers are never gonna be having a day, but that I would have did different. I'm just thinking, because you know how it is. If you're not in charge of something and you outthink the master or the boss, you think to yourself, you just don't say nothing. And now he can.
And I'm looking for us to blitz a little bit more, and the linebackers, I think, because they know that DeMeco is going to be the coach, the defensive coordinator. I think he's going to let them because they already know the expectations, so he don't really have to just, stay on the linebackers. He can I can go this way because I know Fred Warner. He got them boys dialed.
Yeah. Agreed. And Fred and DeMeco speak the same language. Both of them all-pro linebackers. At this point, I don't think DeMeco can fool Fred with any jargon. He can say anything he wants to Fred now. Fred knows. He's ready. And he's out there running the defense half the time anyway. I mean, the whole defense, not just the linebackers.
I'm kind of scared of what they're going to have to pay Fred, man. I am kind of scared, though.
And you need to be scared. I'm scared, too, because Fred is the best linebacker in football.
Yes, man. He does his thing, man. He reminds me of a better Patrick Willis.
Uh-oh.
Because we know Pat used to be all over the field.
Renzo.
Pat used to be all over the field.
Renzo, I suggested something like this on social media a couple of weeks ago. I said, y'all, you know what? Linebacker legacies in San Francisco are legendary. We've had some of the best linebackers of all time. Yep. I said the combination of Willis and Bowman, I don't want to say anything, but I'm going to tell y'all right now, I think Fred could move into that echelon. What are you talking about, Ronbo, man? Willis, man, don't do that. I said, look, I'm just saying. I didn't say anything about Willis. I said if I was going to put the two best linebackers of all time, I have a feeling in 5 or 6 years from now, we're going to say the best linebackers of all time were Willis and Warner.
Boy, yeah, you're not saying that's a thing, man. That's a good comparison because Fred, he's on his way. You got to give him his props.
Imagine if we'd had Willis, and I ain't taking it from Bo. Bo was awesome. Bo was good in coverage at one point and two, but Fred has been ranked with some of the best guys in. Linebackers don't get ranked in coverage. Fred was the only linebacker that's put into that group. We've never had that happen before, even with Willis. So I said, man, this is amazing.
And as a quarterback, you're not just going to beam that ball straight across the middle like that, especially with Fred sitting there staring you in your face. You'll be an idiot.
Pick that off like
and he got a little height to him, so you know you got to kind of throw it a little high.
Anticipation. He knows where it's going.
Yeah.
Fred just reads really well, and his reflexes are quick. When he picked up Golf that game, remember Golf was rolling out to his right, rolling out to his left. He's going to do, because the word on the street was 49ers hate moving quarterbacks. Okay. Kept doing that. Remember, all game long. Suddenly he rolled out one time. Golf would let that thing fly. Fred said, no, not now. Pick six. Fred Warner. Touchdown. Niners. All I could imagine was Rudy's face.
Man, I'm going to tell you, this Rudy guy, I'll be listening to y'all on the chat. Man, he's a Niners fan, bro.
He is.
He don't want to admit it, but Rudy, I believe he spends more time in our chat than his own team's chat because he's always here.
He's a closet.
Like, bro, just come on with it, man.
It's a closet case.
Man, we need to give him we need to send him a headband or, you know what I'm saying, wristband or something, bro.
But
I'm thankful for him though. He keep the chat live though. I ain't gonna lie though. He keep us going though.
Oh, well, see that's the thing about our chat. We got so many trolls, full-time trolls.
Lit.
They don't never take a show off. You know what I'm saying? So and Tommy Huxley loves it. He just be working them from beginning to end. It's a whole other show. You got the Ronbo show here, and you got the chat show there. Just crazy.
Hey, but Ronbo,
Yo.
what do you think our defensive line going to do, especially with the rotation, man? What's your expectation?
Because all of them got experience now, and after seeing last year, he was just mentioned a little while ago, Contavious Street and Kevin Givens. And if DJ Jones don't feel like going every snap, it ain't going to be no let up in that nose. And Javon Kinlaw, I can put Davis Street over there. And every time you look up, it's going to be something over there you don't want to see. When I put Eric Armstead in the middle next to whomever, now the quarterback is in deep trouble. I want to see that combination of Contavious Street and Eric Armstead because when I seen Contavious last year, whoever was trying to block him got taken down often. DJ Jones is lightning quick. The sack totals this year, Renzo, are going to be off the chain.
But Ronbo, you know what's going to be the biggest pusher about this year, Ronbo? Everybody's playing for that payday because you know that TV contract, I guess, supposed to hit next season. Everybody's they're playing for that payday, yo.
Tell you. Renzo?
Man, listen, people are finna literally like ball out. Like it's gonna be an all-out war. Who wants to be on the field? Like, listen, no, I'm taking your spot. No, people gonna really be fighting for positions, like starting positions, bro.
And get that Super Bowl ring now. And next year, if you don't want to stay here, we can't afford you. You can get a job at the highest premium prices. Renzo, we gotta go. We're having too much fun. I'm gonna see you tomorrow if you get a chance, please.
Hey, but Ronbo, before you go. Hey, man, I need to see a live with you and Niner Mike, bro, like on the real, bro, because that dude is, like, lit.
I know.
Y'all need to make that happen, yo.
He's been MIA for a while. I don't know where to find him. I sent him a note last week, as a matter of fact, looking for him. So, yeah, my pleasure. All right, fam.
All right, man, I'm about to go chill with the birthday girl, man. I'm going to holler at you. She let me get on for a little bit.
Hey, did you hear the birthday song? Because I did it earlier.
Yes, man. She was smiling from ear to ear. She said, thank you, bro.
Ashley, awesome. All right, fam.
I'm working on converting her to a Niner fan, man. I'm working.
That's right. I forgot about that. She's not a Niner fan. She still have to accept it.
Yes, she's a Cowboy, and I'm working on working.
All right, fam.
All right, man. Y'all have a blessing, bro.
You too, Renzo. Have a good night.
Yes, sir. Good night.
Okay, are we going to go check up on Jay? Let's see if he's hit the next level. All right. Jay? Rockabye and good night. Jay may have, the way he was sleeping, he may have knocked himself cold. You know what happens when you sleep? If you snore like that in your bed, you get slapped awake. Maybe wifey slapped him too hard. Hey, it's Storm and Norm. Norm, get in there.
And there's Niners all day.
Norm, I've been missing you, man. I just realized we haven't seen you in a few days. What's for dinner?
And I'll bread a hater up before I cook him like a fish fillet.
Oh man, which one though? You know, because if you've been listening to Damn Drops, ever since Chick-fil-A got bought by Burger King, he's been upset.
I'm talking about these haters, man. These haters that we got. We got these Niner haters, man. That's coming on here, even within the organization. And you see what Jersey had to rock today, right?
Yeah. Man.
I rocks with it. But anyway, we ain't talking about that right now. We talking about these defense, man. What's up with our defense this year? It's gonna be cracking or what?
Be up.
Okay, so I'm gonna start with the line first. That line, you got Bosa in there, Armstead, you got, you know what I'm saying? You got Ebicom and on the edge, all that. It's gonna be this is the aggression that comes with that is serious already. As it is what Robert Saleh was doing in 2019, it looked vicious. But I always had questions of how much more aggressive could it be, and hopefully DeMeco Ryans is going to answer those questions in 2021. Because if so, you could expect people like Talanoa Hufanga to come in the game just for that particular reason, to come in there and smack something. You know what I mean?
I won't mind a flag on occasion of unsportsmanlike conduct, because when he said aggressive, I mean cut him loose. Cut him loose. Yes.
Yeah. Now, that might be detrimental
if
in the year.
It's okay. Don't do it if we're trailing or trying to catch.
I'm saying, like, when it's crunch time, right? In it's crunch time situations, when you have a young defense like this, a young, inexperienced defense. Oh, okay, I won't say inexperienced, because we do have, I think DeMeco Ryans was there in the Super Bowl, the last bowl that we was in. So he got experience in that aspect as well. So hopefully that taps into this new defense, because what happens is when you have a defense or you have a team young like that and they get an experience, like they going hard, they pushing. But sometimes you can, like, you got to go hard at the right time.
Exactly.
And in crunch time situations, that aggression must be in control. It must be a controlled aggression. And if you want to capitalize them at the right time, that's going to be detrimental.
We've got a lot of experience out there, Norm. That's the best thing about it. All them dudes is old gunfighters now.
Yeah, well, you got Fred Warner, like he's like the face of the defense. You feel me? In my opinion, like that's the guy. He's like when people talk about Patrick Willis and Navarro Bowman, I think of like people like Dre Greenlaw and Fred Warner being that next generation of a group tandem, LB tandem. They just out there just taking control of the defense. You feel me? And that's a good thing as far as like how this season's going, because we got some cold offenses we got to go up against. We talk about how weak the defenses are in the divisions that we got, but we don't talk about the offenses that we got to face. Aaron Rodgers, Kirk Cousins, you got to face Andrew Luck. We were talking about.
Did you say fake Andrew Luck?
Carson Wentz. Over there. What's the boy? Trevor Lawrence. We got to deal with them boys over there. Yeah. You got to deal with some cold defenses. Then not only mention Kyler Murray twice, Russell Wilson twice, Matthew Stafford twice. So we got some cold offenses we got to go up against this year. So we gonna have to really. This Niners defense has to be. They got to look like the Buccaneers did last year if they want to. If it's like people talk about how much the offense, Jimmy G's not going to win the Super Bowl. Trey Lance is going to win the Super Bowl. Kyle Shanahan will win the Super Bowl. Nobody thinks about if John Lynch wins the Super Bowl.
Yeah. With his defense.
With DeMeco Ryans. What if DeMeco Ryans wins us? What if Fred Warner won us the Super Bowl? Huh? What if Talanoa Hufanga or Diamador Lenore won us the Super Bowl? Like, we don't think about these things. But I do. Well, I appreciate the people who do. You feel me? Because this is an interesting topic that people need to really focus on, because defense wins championships.
Every year.
It was proven last year. Defense wins championships. And our defense is going, we have to stack up and be better than the Buccaneers were last year.
Which is saying something. Although, Norm, you know what, though? I still wonder, though, had Mahomes had his two starting offensive linemen, Would that game have been that bad? Like that? Maybe, but
No, it would have been a
not.
close game. It would have been a close game, but the way it was set up, we wouldn't know that because as soon as I knew Eric Fisher and them tackles went down, I was like, oh, it's going to be ugly for the Chiefs.
You was right.
It's ugly, especially against that Bucs defense. That's all the Bucs did. Their defense carried them throughout the whole offseason, the whole postseason.
They pinned their
That was
ears
the best
back.
defense I've seen, and that's the best defense I've seen since the Broncos.
That was vicious.
Yeah, so if the Niners can keep that mentality of like the 2015 Broncos, the 2020 Buccaneers, but then have it in the spin of the 2021 49ers with DeMeco Ryans on there and having like we got the line is solid, the backs is solid, and the secondary. I didn't even talk about the secondary with Jason Verrett and Ombre and Diamonor. You got everybody else. Come on, it's gonna be lovely, bro. That rotation, heavy rotation in there. That'd be dope.
Absolutely. I don't know who are we going to rotate as far as the secondary goes, though, because and I'm worried about
because you got Diamador, Ombre. They could be ready. Talanoa could be ready. Jimmy, you got Jimmy, Marcel Harris, Jason Verrett. We got talent. We got a handful of talent in our secondary, and it's nice.
We don't have another free safety. I don't know what they're going to do about that. Tavares went down, right? Him and Jimmy they were the center fielders.
I forgot about that.
I try not to think about that because
that's going to be
brings me down.
That's going to be a hole in our defense.
Yes.
But I think Talanoa can step up in that place.
He's not going to be a free safety for you though, Norm.
Okay.
He can kill around the box, but you don't want to put him back there.
Yeah. Maybe Jimmy then.
Hey, you know what I would do, though? Kwaski can play back there. He can play with Jimmy back there if they want to run that Tavares Moore Jimmy combo. And then you move in Hufanga. Yeah, that's exactly what they're going to do. Norm, you remember that play that Tart did? Remember Cam threw that ball downfield, 50 miles down the field?
And Kwaski came in there and did an Odell Beckham on him.
Yes, that's what we're gonna see. It's gonna be Kwaski's gonna be back there on those plays that him and Tavares used to do. Yeah, okay, I got it all figured out.
Stay healthy, Kwas. You feel me? Stay healthy. Keep them ankles on. All the players. I want all the players to stay healthy, and that's at the end of the day. That's what it's all about. I want everybody to keep their health, but just play your hearts out and out there in that defense and really smack something like Schmatadak. I want to bring that Schmatadak back. You feel me?
That's what the word. I didn't spell that. No, but go, fam. Appreciate you waiting, hanging in there.
So I'm going to finish my mac and cheese and this fish fillet. This Niners all day.
Hey, yes. People waiting for you, Norm. All right, fam.
Yes,
see you tomorrow.
All right.
Norm. Oh, man. Hey, what? Mr. Black Ice said, hey, look, I'm all about D being dominant. The hell with gambling. Need to put our D in the right spots. The D line will be the key for our secondary. And you're right, Mr. Black Ice. You don't want to. I don't know what he means by more aggression. That won't be fully explained until opening night. You're not going to see it in preseason. Well, you might see a little bit of it in preseason, but not much. They'll probably say vanilla even on the defense. But Detroit, I feel bad for him because it's going to be green light. And Jared Goff's going to have flashbacks as oh my God. Jesus. Jared, count the fingers. What fingers? Because the thing is, Goff knows what it's like to be beat up by the 49ers defense. Now, we're coming all the way. He's got to. We're coming out there to visit you, Jared. And Jared, make sure we're coming out there to visit you in particular. Make sure you show some hospitality. All you've learned about the city of Detroit. Show the 49ers the best places in town. And maybe no suplex this year as we're taking you down. Let me see what's going on here because somebody had an answer to a question we had earlier. Vernon Freeman says Johnny Holland is in his fourth season with the 49ers and third as a run game specialist. Johnny Holland. There you go. Outside linebackers coach. He previously served as the team's linebackers coach in 2017. Info via Vernon Freeman. Vernon, thank you so much for that. Well, it's a big show. It's a big show on tonight. Show.
Yes, sir.
So I don't know what you're gonna do. You have to come up with a. You have to now. You've got to change your names as much as you change your password on certain websites, right? Because now the JJ.
I'm not even going to acknowledge it anymore. It's annoying. It's beyond annoying. It's beyond annoying at this point. So
we'll just ignore it.
I don't know what to say anymore. Anyways, what's up?
Yes.
What's up, Ronbo?
Well, tonight, man, I'm looking at DeMeco Ryans talking about making already grisly defense when they're all healthy and they're out there. That's already a grisly defense, and DeMeco's talking like he's got a formula to pick up the octane and put in that tank and get them going even faster, stronger, more vicious. I can't wait to see what that looks like. I'm trying to figure out what he's talking about. How do you make something that's really that good better when they're healthy? I don't know.
We're number one. We're already a top 5 defense, even without Nick Bosa in the lineup. I love the approach that DeMeco Ryans is going toward, but I hope it's not at the expense of our player's health, because he's got to keep that into consideration too with this tone that he's using, because we have a history of bad luck with injuries. You know what I mean? So I love the aggressiveness approach towards this season, but I also hope he's being really cautious too,
and
considering
not
the
put
luck
the
we've
guys
had
in
the
position
last couple of years
at risk. Yeah, you got a good point there.
exactly, and not put them at jeopardy of losing the entire season again. So
could he be just billboarding? Because he could be just saying that to some degree. I do agree with Kyle Shanahan saying he's going to gamble more. I can buy that, but I don't know how you're going to make that defense even more aggressive.
Not at the expense of the player's health. I don't want to gamble as far as that goes. You know what I mean? Like, there are certain situations where you do, like certain teams where you do want to gamble, like the teams that are playoff contenders, obviously, you want to gamble more with. But when it comes to easier teams, just let them lay back.
And beat him
go
up
with
naturally.
an aggressive approach, yes, and beat him up naturally, exactly.
So you don't want to blitz
don't
Aaron Rodgers either. Tom Brady. We're not playing the Bucs, but there's certain quarterbacks you don't want to blitz. You want to take them down the way we did. Aaron Rodgers is susceptible to that front rush anyway, so we're going to stick to that. Close out his lane so he doesn't have anybody to shoot at, and Nick and the guys will take care of the rest.
Yeah, and as far as the defense approach, I hope he looks at the Super Bowl with a different viewpoint than Robert Saleh, because if anything, that's what lost us to the Super Bowl. It's our defense that lost us the Super Bowl, not Jimmy Garoppolo. Jimmy Garoppolo didn't get burned by Tyreek Hill. Jimmy Garoppolo didn't get eaten up by Sammy Watkins. Are you kidding me? So I hope he looks at the Tampa Bay model and molds it after them. And because we have a better defensive line than Tampa Bay, and unlike Tampa Bay, we have better depth on our defensive line. You know what I mean? That we can rotate really good guys in and out of the lineup. We have Arden Key, Maurice Hurst, who were projected first and second round picks in their draft class years. So they weren't used right in Oakland at the time.
And
we have DeMeco Ryans on top of that too.
They were in Oakland.
And yeah. where careers go to die, like the Jets.
And players prematurely retire.
I'm sorry, Robert Saleh. I'm happy for you, but good luck over there, buddy.
I know, right?
I don't care who you have at quarterback.
Oh God, the Jets media is
going to disastrous organization to coach for.
God.
Yeah, New York media is going to get him up alive. Oh my God, I cannot wait for that to happen.
But
all gas, no brakes, but the media sure is going to put the brakes on you.
I wish nothing but well. But
I do too. I really like Robert Saleh.
Yeah, he's a great guy and brilliant, soft-spoken, and evil.
But I have a question for you. I have a question for you, Ronbo. Should our defense be top 2, top 3 this year again? And teams really see the potential in DeMeco Ryans, and should he get interviews, which he most likely will, for a coaching position? Do you think they would promote Kasuric? Do you think they would promote Kasuric? to defensive coordinator?
I don't you remember? I'm not sure. I thought Kasurek told everybody he likes the position he's in. He didn't want the responsibility of a DC. I could have swore because everybody thought of Kasurek first. So I got to tell you something.
Yeah.
Kasurek, I want him to stay right where he is because what he does it
I do too.
hardcore.
I do too because, especially with the additions of Key and Hurst, I really, really cannot wait to see what they do on that defensive line because those are really two talented, good players, and they were just wasted and with the Raiders. You know, so
what's that Raider we got last year? He's another fast guy. He wasn't bad last year for the. I still use him sparingly, but he was pretty good actually. I can't think of his name.
Was he on defense? Was he on defense?
What? He's
on defense.
Yeah. No, he's an edge rusher. Famous edge rusher, actually.
No.
He was supposed to be great.
It wasn't Hyder, was it?
No. This guy's this guy's fast, really fast. We were gonna have the we were gonna name that defense had D been able to play. It was gonna be what's the name of a fast car we named him after? Anyway, it was gonna be.
I can't remember honestly.
Yeah, I'll get that later. But you know what? We've got edge rushers that Kasur could probably turn something into. With the wide nine,
like he did with Hyder. Look at Hyder. He just got beat by Seattle. So, and there's hope for Maurice Hurst and Arden Key to revive their careers with Kasurek and Ryans.
Yeah, and that's why I think it's going to be interesting. So,
and what were you going to say about the wide nine?
Yeah, see, guys with speed like that, that this is their defense. So you get them out there in space with a lineman that's going to try to stop him, or even a tight end. He's going to get beat. So that's why you want to see him out there. We're going to find out more about that in a few weeks. I don't know. This season's going to be interesting because they're going to be trying out for a spot. They've got to get around that edge.
And another quick point about the offensive side. I just read that the Jets are trying to ask Jamison Crowder for a 50% pay cut on his $10 million guaranteed salary. And if he doesn't do that, then he'll most likely be cut. And John and Kyle, if you're listening, get on his ass and get him to this team now. We need a number 3.
Jamison Crowder?
Terrified.
Is he going to be a number 3? Maybe better. You know what, though?
Jamison Crowder is really good.
I know. That's what I'm wondering. He might be more than a 3. You know what? If they wouldn't, Kyle explains why they didn't get Julio. Jameson might not be interested in another wide receiver the way Kyle's going on about the wide receivers we have in camp right now. All we need is for Jalen Hurd to play, basically. That's all we need. I know, right?
It's hard.
No comment.
It's hard to get on that wagon. I'm sorry. It really is. I see Marcus Lattimore 2.0 as far as Jalen Hurd goes. So all right.
It's gonna be a better show.
That's enough of my banter. You all have a great night. Shout out to the TV fam and stay safe, everyone. Take care. All right.
Good night. Show. Looking forward to tomorrow. Have a good night, fam. Yeah. Hey, Clarence.
Hey, Ronbo, can you hear me? Hey, Ronbo, what's going on, brother?
Hey, I can hear you loud and clear. Clarence, yeah, doing great. How you doing?
Good. What's going on?
I was sitting here enjoying DeMeco making these statements, because DeMeco's already said he's going to make that front line defense even more aggressive. And DeMeco's got plans on those guys coming in there like, suicide bombers. And then we got the guys behind you to clean up any mistakes made. It will be cleaned up. But you guys tear down that wall. It's going to be like it was back in the days where we're taking the Berlin Wall down. Take this wall down! You know what I mean? I can't wait to see, because these guys I'm sure they're bought into it. Anytime you tell a football player they're going to put some extra jets on those booster engines, man, I tell you, that's going to make them crazy. So, I'm looking forward to this. He meant what is what I want to know. And more gambling. Kyle Shanahan predicts a lot more gambling than we've seen in the past because Robert Saleh was kind of conservative when it came to running risky plays. So we're going to see more of that this year. Hopefully we don't get smoked or burnt on it so we can say, you know what? Robert Saleh was right. You know, what do you see coming, Clarence?
Let's see here. I'm thinking with that defensive line, I think they'll, what Big Show was saying as far as, trying to preserve everybody for the season, keep them fresh. There'll be a lot more substitution, I think, just to, keep guys fresh, keep fresh bodies in there, keep them at full speed, that kind of thing. And, linebacking core, not set on that. That's on lock. We're good there. Secondary wise, I think there'll be a lot more blitzing from the secondary possibly. And DeMeco being a player and all-pro player himself, he'll be able to see he'll be able to like be in, be the lens for that defense, things that possibly Saleh didn't see, as a defensive coordinator. DeMeco can, because he's been in the shoes. Mm-hmm. He's been in the fight. He knows what's going on. He can probably also sense and feel out the actual players, as like, are they tensing up? Are they, are they being too tight? That kind of thing. Because he's been there. He's been in those situations. He can, so, which makes it great that he's going to be on the field versus up in the booth, because he'll be able to, even like go up to a player and say, hey, don't worry about that. You're good. Just, do this. He'll be able to make those on the fly type of, decisions and things like that. I think it's going to be, much more aggressive in that respect, without, totally, redoing the defense. Because he's already got a top 5 defense, so he's just got to put his stamp on it. So he's going to see it aggressive. Just imagine how it was in his playing days, and just extrapolate that out to an entire defense.
Yep, because he's got a lot of concepts he had to probably keep to himself. It's Robert Saleh's team, and I'm just here to help out the linebacking crew. We're going to be fine over here. And, our linebacking crew has been fantastic since he's been with us the whole time. So, I can't wait.
He's got the number 1 linebacker in the league.
Actually, the combo actually has got a ranking. I didn't read what they were saying about it, but I know Fred and Dre, the 49 linebackers. I don't know if they're limited to just Fred and Dre. Maybe they're talking about the entire group. I got to go back and read that article. But, can you imagine? Robert Saleh? Robert Saleh actually had a guy that was paid to keep him off the field, because Robert Saleh would be he'd be worked up so at such a level, he'd be like going out on the field. He had a guy that was paid to grab Saleh by the shirt and keep him behind the line of keep him behind the sideline. I wonder if DeMeco is going to react the same way. Is he going to get all pushed out in shape on the sidelines? I could see him getting in the refs' faces and walking by.
Back in the day, wasn't that called the get that guy?
Yeah.
The one that kept everybody off, the guy that kept everybody, including the coaches, off the sideline, so they wouldn't get a penalty. So maybe that's that guy.
Yeah, it was a clip. I said, this guy hired especially to keep Robert Saleh from walking out on the field. And Saleh it was funny.
I didn't see nobody pull him.
No, the guy was there. I posted up a clip a few months ago because I couldn't stop laughing, because I didn't see that guy. During the game, the cameras, the network cams aren't shooting on him, but somebody did, and the guy was right behind Robert the whole time. Robert didn't know he was back there, but he's right behind Rob. Every time Rob would get out there, he'd grab his shirt, pull it back. Watch the game a minute.
I'm going to have to check that out.
Grab his shirt and pull it back. It's hilarious. I said, that's your job, to keep Saleh from going too far out on the field. Because they will throw the flag on that. But DeMeco, I can't wait to see what kind of emotions he displays on the sideline. Is he going to be one of the guys that yells and screams at the officials a lot? Is he going to, how Saleh, when guys come out the field, Saleh will be running over to congratulate him on every play? I could actually see DeMeco like that.
he'll be the same way, but probably not as he'll be. How you know, like
a little more player-like.
How Saleh was. He was like, more player-like. Exactly. There you go. Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly what you're talking about. Yeah, more player-like as far as, congratulating or giving them props, whatever the case may be, saying, "Hey, good player," whatever the case may be. But yeah, it's gonna be nice. It's gonna be nice. Like I said, let the body stay healthy. That's it. And we good.
It reminds me of that song. What is that song? Let the bodies hit the floor. Let the bodies hit the floor. Let the bodies hit the floor.
Just not ours.
What's the name of that group?
Just not ours.
Yeah.
I know what you're talking about. I just don't know the name of the group, but yeah. But yeah, as long as it's not ours, Ron. As long as it's not ours.
Like Reed. All right, man.
And somebody's got to, bless the field this year, so before they get on there.
God. Hey, Russo, was that Godsmack? God, I used to love that song. Hey, fam.
Yeah. It is.
Tell you what, I'm gonna see you tomorrow. It's a Monday Night Raw, and like you say, don't worry about it, guys. All right, good to hear from you.
I will try to be there. Hey, God bless you, Ronald. Take it easy.
Back at you, fam. It was Drowning Pool. That's right. The bodies hit the floor. Let the bodies hit the floor. They gotta play that every time the 49ers are like. I'm gonna allow it in the PA system as the 49ers get another sack. Let the bodies hit the floor. Let the bodies hit the floor.
Holy shit, Ronbo! I didn't take you for heavy metal.
I used to love that song because it's so violent. Russo, how you doing?
What's cracking, bro?
Hey, I'm telling you, man, I got such a rush on what DeMeco was talking about. I said, man, DeMeco, man, you're gonna turn it up a volume on that aggression from the defense, the front. Hell, I thought they were already pretty much off. I mean, these guys are getting after it. If I see any more aggression than we've seen, Russo, is that even possible?
Is it possible? You know what? It is possible. And the reason why it's possible is because he has officially the best linebacker in football. Yeah. And Robert Saleh had one of the best linebackers in football in Fred Warner, but now he has developed into the best linebacker in football. That's my opinion. And I think that is going to be the main driving force that's going to allow him to do things that people can't do. Like, think about how dominant Seattle was when Bobby Wagner was in his prime.
Yeah.
That's what you're getting with Fred Warner right now. So
good example. That is
the queen. You play chess, Ronbo? You ever played chess before, Ronbo?
Ruthless. Yeah. No, I never. I'm not gonna lie. I never could play chess.
Okay. Yeah. Well, you know enough about chess to know that the queen piece can do anything. You can go any direction. You can make any move. You can jump any piece. That's what Fred Warner is.
And Robert Saleh was a great chess player. Maybe what we see was some of the same concepts, but you're right. I like that. But yes.
And Robert Saleh might have a lot of the reason why Fred Warner is what he is, but he's not going to end up getting the finished product, which is now what we're getting in Fred Warner, and that's what DeMeco Ryans going to have at his disposal. And you're talking about bringing back Nick Bosa. Javon Kinlaw, I've been saying this since last year. This is what I told everybody. He didn't have OTAs. He didn't have training camp. Right. He didn't have preseason. He played pretty well. You can see he was a little raw out there. But this is what I kept telling people. This was 6-8 months ago. I said, wait till you see him next year. Wait till you see him with an NFL diet in the weight room. You're going to see his body go from that little jello-y. He's going to become a man. And I've already seen what he looks like. Yeah. He's not finished yet either. Give him another 2-3 years. But you're going to see this dude. I'm telling you, Ronbo. Javon Kinlaw, I called that pick too, by the way. Which this kid, I'm telling you, he is going to be a problem in the middle. He reminds me of a slightly more athletic version of Gerald McCoy. Gerald McCoy was an animal. And
he's got the right mindset, too. Kinlaw doesn't think he's at all good. He says that in the media comes, every time it comes up, wasn't nothing. What nothing? Even when he made that pick off, he doesn't get full of himself. He's got He wants to learn and grow. That's why you see him doing that in-sync move with Nick Bosa when they slowed it down. And he was copying Nick step per step, hands, everything. I've never seen that before. And Kinlaw's huge. And he's moving like Nick.
And did you see that? Did you see that video that went viral where he went hunting? He's got like a squirrel in his mouth or whatever it was. Like this.
I've only heard about
animal.
it.
Like
I gotta see it.
Okay. Yeah. He's
hey,
like literally like
is it
got
on
a
YouTube?
dead animal in his mouth. I forget. Yeah, it was somewhere in social media. I'm sure you could just Google Javon Kinlaw animal in his mouth, whatever it was, a squirrel or something.
That's why they asked him about that. He had the squirrel in his mouth?
Oh yeah, this dude is savage. Like if you're gonna go hunting and you're gonna you're gonna put the dead animal in your mouth and take a selfie and put it on social media, you're a savage. So
I can't wait.
But
I gotta
But
go get that.
personnel aside, like what does DeMeco Ryans bring to the 49ers? Like, what does he add that Robert Saleh doesn't have, or what can he do that Robert Saleh did? Like, Robert Saleh wasn't a very, very good NFL linebacker for many, many years. DeMeco Ryans was, right? Yep. So you can only know and see so much. You can only learn so much in the classroom or from the sidelines, right? But when you lived it and you can speak from experience, like this is the reason why I see like, these NFL or like these NBA coaches like Steve Nash and Jason Kidd and, Steve Kerr with the Warriors, these guys that maybe they weren't the biggest, best, greatest players, but they lived it so they can speak from experience and it carries weight. Mm-hmm. It really carries weight. So like for me, for instance, like I could tell you guys all about football, but I never played in the NFL. Mm. So what do I know, right? I've never been hit in the mouth by a 270-pound guy in my life.
You can do without that.
So DeMeco Ryans, to me, he's gonna bring something that's different. Like Robert Saleh was awesome. He had his moments where he let us down maybe sometimes, but he how fired up he got these guys. Like I look at every time we played the Rams, like Robert Saleh was ready to like headbutt somebody with a helmet on, right? Like the dude.
You get pumped.
Yeah, but like DeMeco Ryans, to me, he's gonna bring a different element that maybe I don't even fully understand. And that's what I believe based off of what I've seen over the years from any sport. You take baseball players, you throw them, Aaron Boone, look what he did with the Yankees, right? Won a World Series. Like these guys who have played sports and you put them into professional coaching, like they speak from experience. And I just really believe that, you throw Nick Bosa back in there, Jason Verrett is ready to turn it up a notch and become a perennial Pro Bowler, it looks like. And, you bring in veterans like Tony Jefferson, like these key things that they're doing. You're giving this guy, like Ed Buchanan, you're giving him all these weapons at his disposal. And I just feel like he's going to bring something that we haven't seen before. And I don't know what it is yet, but I really believe these things.
Maybe you're on the right page because the fact of the matter is they're bringing in guys that those guys can have a conversation with DeMeco that some of the kids we just got in the last couple of years can't have. This is good. You got a lot of experience there out there getting together. They are going to look a lot different. I didn't know what to expect, and I was worried to death when Robert Saleh got fired, or not fired, but I mean moved on. But you know what? Yeah. We're going to see something we're going to be really impressed with. I rest really comfortably thinking that way now.
Yeah, I mean, because Robert Saleh could be like, look, when I look at the film, I see this, and when you do this, you do that. DeMeco Ryans could be like, look, no. Like, that's not what we're doing, right? And I can't even begin to know where to start and what to tell you, but I'm telling you, he's going to bring that extra element to the game. And I see good things. I see really good things.
Oh, it's going to be awesome. Russo, man, it's always fun. And let's be back tomorrow night for Raw, and let's come up with some more stuff to talk about with Steve. All right.
All right, bro. Have a good night.
All right, man. You too. All right, Russo. J10, that's the term I'm looking for. It was going to be the NASCAR. Because we had three guys of high speed, the NASCAR rush. Hey, Tom.
What's happening?
Tommy takes a moment out from beating up on our resident trolls. They come in and give a little bit about today's Is DeMeco for real? What's he gonna do? You know, Tommy, you just heard Russo's assessment. You've heard a lot of great assessments tonight. Tommy,
Yeah, it was great.
what are you thinking, Tommy? Man, what can we expect? What is DeMeco talking about, man? Have you interpreted that within your own thinking?
Well, he's a rookie coach as a coordinator. I think he's got a great defense. I think he's going to be fine. The only thing I'm worried about is can he make adjustments. It took a while for Saleh to get that halftime adjustment thing, but
you know, Tommy, that's an excellent point we haven't looked at. In-game adjustments. Will he be better at it than? You know what? He should be just for
maybe. I think he will. I think he will.
Yeah.
Shout out to Rudy and our resident Rams fan. My cross I don't know. I can't even speak right now. Sorry. Too much coffee tonight.
It's all right.
Crossover brother Rudy.
He's probably the most likely illegitimate child that Dad didn't tell the rest of the family about.
I don't know about all that. Nah, he's cool, man.
He is.
He sometimes says delusional things, but you know he's a real Rams fan. He's got these tickets, so you know he's not a bandwagoner like these Chiefs fans. You know.
Yeah, and Seahawks. So yeah, no, Rudy's cool.
Yeah.
In fact, Rudy's entertaining. But you know what? I gotta tell you,
sure.
I in-game adjustments like that, I actually do think if anybody's equipped to do that, it would be the guy that's cut out of the cloth that DeMeco Ryans comes from. He did them when he was on the field as a player, and now he's going to tell you what to expect. How come this is going this way and this way, guys? Here's what we're going to do about that. And then he's talking to guys that know what he's talking about and what to do for it as well. Could you imagine putting Fred's mind together with DeMeco and the Shark, Jimmy Ward? These guys have been around for long enough now. You're not going to do anything out there offensively that they don't understand. So,
and I think they're gonna mix it up more. They're gonna have I don't know the terminology, but I know they're gonna have more of a pass rush, and they're gonna try and play less zone and more man. Like, because I'm not convinced that we're gonna be able to recapture that 2019 pass rush. It was almost like lightning in a bottle. But maybe I'm just being overly cautious. I don't know.
No, from left to right, okay, you look at guys like Contavious Street and Givens. These guys were like, when Kyle first came, they weren't ready for prime time. Now they are. I'm thinking, Tommy, get ready for an even more grisly pass rush. Nick's not going to need nearly as much help right now as he did that year. I mean, Eric Armstead had a good year that year, okay? And Nick was the reason why. And DeForest Buckner, while DeForest Buckner drew a lot of attention, I'm afraid to say too much. I think Kinlaw athletically may be a little more gifted. And that's not just because we have Kinlaw on our team now. But when I seen Kinlaw parallel diving through the air on my screen, he's a huge man. How in the hell does he launch himself like that? I've never seen DeForest Buckner flying like that. And picking passes
and he's a way better run stopper.
Yeah, I don't know if that a second-year Kinlaw is not going to be. I'm not going to take anything. Buckner's awesome, and I take him back on a heartbeat.
Yes.
But I don't know that we're losing that much with Kinlaw's athleticism. You know what I mean? So I'm thinking there could be some even different look this year. Kinlaw's going to get sacks this year. I'm pretty sure
and
of that.
I think he stops the run better than Buckner. I know that.
Because you can't move him. You can't move him. So, he's going to stand there, and you're going to do your best to move whatever offensive lineman you are, and he's going to wait for your runner, and he's going to take him down. You with him if you don't get out of the way. He's just that tough. So
He's
That defense
freaking huge. I mean, if you saw him in person, you'd be like, what the hell is
wouldn't
this?
believe it. Yeah.
It's a freaking dinosaur.
That's why when you hear this term out there, release the Kraken. That's Kinlaw. Guy's carrying game around in his mouth. I can't wait to see that video.
And he's got, yeah. I mean, we just got to stay healthy, but I think the defense is going to. I'm just,
you don't want to be.
yeah,
you don't want to be let down.
No.
Yeah.
But I think Ebucom is going to be. He's that speed rusher. I think I have faith in him because I just don't have any in D4. He's too fragile.
Yeah,
and we don't know if he's going to retire. He might just decide to retire. Man, I don't want to risk my back. You know what I mean?
Or either the 49ers say, listen, you, in order to save face, we are going to have to let you go. Now, what you can do is retire or force us to do that. You know, high position, high profile jobs, people would rather rather quit than be fired. It's going to be. And they did some good things for us, though, Tommy. You know, he restructured his contract so we can get some things done. I hope he succeeds. And the 49ers seem encouraged by what he's looking like. So maybe he'll play.
Just do not practice him. You don't need to practice him. He knows what he's doing. I mean, maybe practice on his own. No contact, nothing.
Chiefs never did. They knew.
I know. They were smart. So DeMeco, I think he's going to be just fine.
Yeah.
I want to know what he means by aggressive. Does he mean more blitzing? Does he mean he's going to use
he's talking about
Warner's going to be blitzing more?
Hey, but he said the front four is going to be aggressive. It makes it sound as if the guys behind the front four are going to clean up. What do you mean? Clean up what, DeMeco?
Okay.
I want to see what he means by that, and I want to see how that affects the front four. It's like Russo just pointed out with Bobby over in Seattle. That's why their front four was so mean, because they knew Bobby had their back. Anything goes wrong, I got you covered back here. We can say the same thing with Fred and company as well. We could have something very similar to what you've seen in Seattle when we couldn't do a damn thing with them, right? God, I hate saying that.
Yeah.
That was the truth. We couldn't do a dang thing with Seattle's defense.
Oh, you mean the Legion of Boom?
Yeah. Now they're the Legion. They're the Legion in a tomb.
I saw in the chat that somebody said that they're interested in Gilmore. I don't know how they're gonna. What are they gonna do? Prostitute their own mothers to pay for that? I have no idea. They don't have any money.
Yeah, I know, right? Well, they got $3 million. I think they got $3 million. Yeah.
Yeah, because he's going to be cost. He's going to cost $7 million, I believe, unless you can lowball him.
Well, good luck with that. Well, Tommy, it's always fun to talk to you. I love your work in that chat as well. You're doing God's work. Keep it up. We love you.
One of the new Raider fan blocked me tonight.
that's when you know you're doing your job.
I mean, it's kind of sorry when a guy named Carlos. I don't know if he's really Latino, but I can spell Spanish better than you. That's sorry.
Tommy, I gotta go. We're gonna give our best to Anna Maria tonight too. We'll see you tomorrow.
Will do.
All right, fam. Night.
All right. Talk to you later.
Here he comes back, haters. Hey, I'm gonna go back and check on Jay. 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 Jay, it's your conscience speaking, Jay. You know, yesterday, when that kid on the street asked you for $5 and you told him, no, I don't have any money, get a job. Jay, I'm telling you right now, next time you see a child on the street asking for money, you give him your last dime. Do you understand me? That was terrible. All right. Meanwhile, have a good sleep. You know, I understand there's software you can get to give you subliminal messages to help you. It's like, life counselors and things like that. You just play it as you go to sleep, and it gives you that vibe that you need to go forward in life. So I just helped out Jay It'd be funny, though, if I could find out if he's donating kids on the street or anybody. I don't mean the guy that's, the guy that you're walking down the street and he walks up to you, he's like shoulder to shoulder. You don't even know him, right? And I don't want to say anything about homeless people because I feel bad about their situation, but hey, yo, man, I need $5. I ain't eaten like days, man. Can you help me out? You know what I did last time that happened? I said, dude, you know what? Tell you what, why don't we go up here, man? You know what? Because I know you. Let's go up here. Let's sit down in the diner, man, and have something to eat, man. I'll fix it to me, man. Talk a little bit, hang out, man, because your situation's. Oh man, I don't need that. I just need $5. Because I give you $5, $10 and better. You're going to do something probably with it that I probably don't even appreciate. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I know it ain't none of my business. We had that conversation because a lot of times people walk down the street with you, constantly ask you for money, they won't let you go. No matter how fast you walk, they stay with you. So I learned how to combat that. You would think about, go up here, man. Let's go ahead, man. Have a burger up here, man. You know what? Listen, don't misconstrue what I'm saying. I'm not saying I have no sympathy for people who are in that situation. I'm just saying, if you're hungry and you're homeless, don't say you're hungry. Just say I need whatever for whatever. Tell the truth. And probably somebody might say, okay, cool. But I knew what he's going to do because I could smell the liquor on it. Don't be judgmental. The jury will strike that from the case. We're not going to go there. It was funny, though. I was amused. It was uncalled for. Fam, hey, I will see you tomorrow, fam. Hey, Ray Jr., was you okay tonight? I love what Ray Jr. tells you. It was a good show. Thanks, Ray. Nathan Cratchit, you're lucky we're leaving because we don't put up with spam. Fam, have an awesome night. I hope you had a great weekend. Oh, fam, thank you for the contributions. Always appreciated. See you tomorrow.